What's up, everybody? What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome in. 100, 100. What's up, brother? Double O. What's good? What's good? What up, sis? What up, sis? How you feeling? You doing okay today? Awesome. Hope the fam and everybody is good as well. Well, you get to join in. I'm glad to see you made it this time, man. You get to join in and see this craziness I got going on over here. Because it gets crazy. We're just waiting for a few more people to roll in. Um, oh yeah, got you. Let me drop the topic down in there real quick for you guys. Uh, so the topic for tonight, because it's kind of almost like a two-part type situation I'm kind of doing on this one. Um, Let me see. Let me drop it right here. Give me 1 second. Let's see. This is going to be like a two-part type situation I got going for this one. Because it's like, yeah, this one going to be this one probably going to go a little bit. So let me see how I want to mix this in right quick. Here we go. All right. So here's the topic. Let me see if all of this is going to fit in there. Okay. So it's not. So let me do. All right. So we got a part 1 and a part 2. So this is part 1, and then the taste. Welcome in, welcome in. And then we got part 2. So yeah, this is a two-part one. So this is okay. See you in a second. Yeah, this is a two-part one right here. The taste. I hope your day was going good. Hope your day has been good. Um, yeah, this is a two-part one that we're gonna have tonight. So, um, awesome. Yeah, we're gonna do this in two parts because this This might get interesting. Yeah. Nikki Love for you. What's good? What's good? Yeah, we got a good one for tonight, y'all. Real good topic for tonight. I'm gonna keep dropping it in here. And that's part 2. What's up, niece? What's good? How are you? So we got a part 1 and a part 2. Niece, you feeling good? I'm good. Free, what's good? What's good? Yeah, and you know what? That's how it is, That's how it should be. And that's why I'm gonna dig into that, because there are things that you do when you're single to ensure that when part 2 come of your life, you are in a better place. Hey, I appreciate you joining in. Maybe this will keep your weight just a hair, just a smidgen, just a smidgen. We keep your weight for just a smidgen. We won't be here for a long time, but as always, it's a good time. It's a good time. Um, I hope everybody's day has been like spectacular, and everybody's doing good. And my theory, as long as we on this side, we good. Sophia, what's up? What's good? What's good? So the topic for tonight, so it's a 2-part. So part 1 is this is part 1. Keita, what's up? Welcome in. Welcome in. Part 1 is single too long when independence start working against love. And then the part 2 to that is going to be I got to clear some stuff right quick. And let's see. It's kind of giving perspective on both. Oh, for real? It was like that. Okay. Look, everything happens for a reason. I get so many people that say, "Hey man, I don't know what made me stop over here." And then you end up being able to gather, some stuff, some nuggets and whatnot, add your input in. But yeah, it's a 2-part thing, man. So we got I put both parts. So like I said, we're gonna have a good time. So you guys, welcome in, welcome in. We're gonna have some fun here in just a second. We're gonna have some fun. I know we hadn't seen Keita in a minute, man. That means she's been working hard. Keita, I meant to hit you up and tell you congrats on last month. Congrats. I peeped that out. Um, Big congrats to you, sis. Big congrats. But yeah, we're gonna get started here in just a second. Hey, you're welcome. Always, always. Um, yes. Give me your prize. Yeah. Give me your prize, man. Oh man. Getting hydrated, man. I haven't been feeling well this past couple of weeks. I know I definitely was dehydrated today because doctor was trying to get some blood from me. Say, hey man, we usually can find a good vein on you, but we ain't find one this time. I'm like, it's like you dehydrated. So, but we're gonna get better. We're gonna get better. So let's see. So like we got some folks on. I know, don't get on me free. I'm gonna drink more water. I promise I'm gonna drink more water. I got that. I got it. Gotta get those electrolytes off. You know what I'm saying? Um, so we gonna get it right. Vacation? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. Okay, you had to go get some of that, some sand and some beaches, huh? You know we ain't got nothing like that in Georgia. Man, I appreciate it. Yeah. I don't get sick often, but when I do get sick, I get sick like probably about every 3 years. But when it hit me, it hits. It ain't no little sickness. It wear me down for a few weeks, and then I bounce back, and then I'll see it again in 3 years. Ooh. All right, we got about 6 minutes. 6 minutes, man. I'm glad everybody coming in. Grab whatever you feel like you need to drink. I need to get some more Gatorade. That's what I need. Anybody want to DoorDash me some Gatorade? Uber Eats me some Gatorade? Instacart me some Gatorade? You know, all of that good stuff. Nah, I'm just joking. Oh man. Hey, look, ask my son upstairs. That joker DoorDash a candy bar. I'd be like, you could have just walked down the street. He'd be like, all of a sudden I see Instacart at the door. I'm like, it's like, yeah, I just had a taste for a piece of chocolate. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Wish I could hold down some food right now because I'm hungry. I'm hungry, but not hungry. I hadn't been able to hold down any food. And then I turned around and went to to Nothing But Cakes. And I bought me a Nothing But Cake that I can't even eat. And I feel some kind of way about that. I really feel some kind of way about that because it's one of those ones they don't bring around a lot. So yeah. Oh, I'm gonna make you mad right now. So it's the strawberry cheesecake swirl. I know I'm not gonna eat it. That's why I'm not gonna eat it. But this thing here, look. Yes, I know it's gonna dehydrate me. That's why I'm putting it back in the refrigerator. I had to go and Google. I said, how long would this last in the refrigerator? They said, oh, it'll last about 5 days. I said, okay, I'll be better in 5 days. Cause yeah, yeah. Well, look, it's about that time, guys. We're going to have some fun here, man. We got us a great topic tonight. Welcome to the 100-100. Let me throw it down in the chat for those that have already missed what the topic was. We got a 2-part for this. Part 1, single too long when independence starts working against love. And then part 2 of that is going to be how being single long can help future relationships. We're going to break that down, guys. Have some good time. Because, me, I love seeing people in love. And I believe everybody's supposed to be I believe everybody has somebody, and we'll go from that point. So again, like, share, send it out to everybody. Let's have a good time with this. Let's see. Let me shoot that invite out. When I'm sitting there and I was coming up with this topic and just thinking about it, I had to take it back some years to back when I was single. I'll say like this: being single doesn't ruin your ability to love, but it can, rewrite a lot of your habits, your, free to love this word, expectations, and whether you're going to tolerate, compromise. Chocolate, welcome in. So that's kind of the thought I want everybody to kind of have at the top of mind, right? All right, hold up. Let me bring Chocolate up. Oh yeah, anybody that want to come up, come on up. Come on up. Feel free to come on up.
I's here.
You's here. Right on time. Let me drop your topic down here because this is a two-part.
It's a twofer.
Yeah, it's a twofer. It's a twofer. So there's one, and we're gonna try to stay on task so that we don't go into two. All right, we got Keita gonna come up. She wanna have some fun too.
There she is.
There she is.
Black America.
So let's jump in. How being single too long can hurt relationships? What do you guys think? How can being single too long hurt relationships? What's the first thing come to mind?
Getting set in your ways where you can't let anybody else in to get close to you.
Yeah. You basically get addicted to control, right? You're controlling everything and trying to let somebody in to have some type of input at that point is, self-sufficiency. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to compromise because when you're single, you don't necessarily have to compromise. You ain't got to adjust nothing. You ain't got to check in with anybody or let anybody know anything. That's the kind of a little addiction. You know what I'm saying? Because once you end up getting into a relationship, that turns into, why do I need to explain myself? Let's see. Nikki said, you begin to enjoy being alone and annoyed when other people are in your space. Let me tell you something. That's a fact. That's a fact, because you didn't have to share a space with nobody. And now all of a sudden you got this person over here with their big toe on the other end of the chair, and you're like, man, why is your toe on this chair? You get
upset. What's wrong with them toenails?
Right.
I'm sorry.
Look, he said, unless you have offspring in your business, look, they always in your business. They always in your business. That's a whole nother relationship. In a relationship, that also turns into, I don't need your suggestions. I don't like being told what to do. Sophia says standards go up, so it's harder to find a good match. Ooh. Yeah. Especially when you have, that's gonna go into part two though. That's gonna go into part two. I'm gonna try my best to stay in this part one part of it, but we'll come back to that, Sophia. Low tolerance for discomfort. When you're used to peace and quiet and no conflict, and all of a sudden in that relationships, you see things as a problem instead of growth. Um, you might want to leave quickly because you're like, man, I don't want to deal with this. Your tolerance is low. As soon as get the littlest bit of discomfort, you out. You're out because you have built up this wall of independence, and this goes for men and women. So I don't want nobody to feel like this is just a one-sided thing. No, this is for both.
Right.
I remember when I was single many years ago. It was I got to a point where I was like, man, I like being in this my little space. I don't want to involve nobody. I just like, this is chill. And then as soon as somebody come around, I'm like, what? Mm-mm. I'm selfish. Um, let's see. Free said, well, why should one be uncomfortable? Well, I mean, you could be uncomfortable because once somebody starts to invade in your space, you get uncomfortable because you're not necessarily wanting to be a butthead about anything. You're just like, but you've started to enjoy your space, and it gets uncomfortable when other people are in your space and you're not in that capacity to say, I'm ready for somebody to be in my space.
Absolutely.
You know, Nikki said, low tolerance for everything. Like, why do I hear you? Like, why are you breathing hard, man? Like, like that part. Like, why the hell is they over there breathing so damn hard? Why? Why can I hear you swishing, or why do I hear you cracking your knuckles? Why are you cracking your knuckles? Why are you doing anything? Go in another room. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be like that, for real. Nikki, what's up? Welcome up, welcome up. What's going on, Nikki?
Hey, I got so much to say like right now. So that's why I'm still single. Cause I tried it. I didn't like it. Like, why are you on my couch in my sectional? I'm OCD. Why did you leave like a spot of water on my counter? Why didn't you wipe it off? I mean, everything becomes an issue because I've been in my big house by myself. And
Yeah.
then I invite you to my space, and now everything about you annoys me. I don't understand it, probably because I have been single for so long, but by choice.
Yeah.
And I do understand that that could be a double-edged sword. Like, nobody wants to be single forever. We were created to be a helpmate. So, I do get that.
Hmm.
But being that I'm, over 50 now, it's like, I want to enjoy your time, but I don't want you to be in my space to do it.
Absolutely. Let's
Mm.
see. Free said, especially if that's how you met me, because that's how you met them out of breath. I can't deal with her in real life. Yeah.
That's funny. No, I'm just saying, like, little things about them start to annoy you. That
I
really is normal activities. Like, did I notice that you breathe that loud before, or because
Right.
my house is normally quiet, and now I notice that I can hear you breathing or chewing, or I heard you walking across my wood floors. Why? I mean, it's just stuff that is like stuff that normal people would be like it's normal, but because I've
Right.
been in this space where it's quiet, like my daughter just left here today. She left her little dog here. I hear him click clacking all through my house. Like, come get your dog. Cause I normally don't hear the click clacking. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
Right. It be the littlest things, man. It's wild, you know.
That's gonna
Um,
be me, Marlon. Get off my grass. I swear that's gonna be me. Why is that dog
yeah.
over there my grass? Get your dog
Right.
off my grass. It's gonna be
Rachel
me.
Love, what's going on, love? What's good? What's good? Um, Number three, hyper independence. Right, you become real hyper independent when you're single for a long time. Um, you, and I'm not saying you as in anybody in particular, just you and we.
Hmm.
Let me just say we. Uh, we tend to end up getting to a point where we'll say to ourselves, "I don't need anybody." Mindset. You know what I mean? Spicy. What's good? What's good? You get that mindset of I don't need nobody. Um, and that sounds real strong, But the pitfall of that is that can end up blocking intimacy.
Hmm. What if you don't want that?
Well, I mean, look, if that ain't what you want, you know.
Yeah. What if you hung up your ballet shoes? You tired of
But
dancing for
but
folk?
but I don't know that it's just intimacy that it blocks. I mean, it
Okay.
blocks a lot of things because my dad had 5 girls. He raised us like men. And so I changed my own tire. I can take out my own garbage. I was just putting together furniture in my house, and I'm like, hyper independence sucks because I could have picked up the phone and called someone to come do it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even if I'm in a relationship, I'm going to irritate the man if he's truly a man because I'm not going to ask him. I'm just going to put it together myself. I'm just going to grab the trash and take it out. I'm just going to do these things by myself. So hyper independence. I mean, I do understand that some people don't have a choice but to be that way.
Hmm.
But given the choice, I feel like because I have been single for so long, I would still choose hyper independence, although I'm in a relationship with someone.
Okay. I can dig that. I understand that. It's a transition. You know, I think a lot of times, without going into part two, it's more of a willingness. You know what I'm saying? Because like you just said, you got the desire. Like, I don't want to be in here putting all this stuff together. I wish somebody was over here doing it. But you know, um, let's see what else we got. We got. All right, I thought I made some comments.
There's
Sunshine, what's
loneliness and
good?
there's solitude. I think there's solitude in being by yourself. There's solace in being by yourself. You get
Oh yeah.
to be within yourself and look within yourself to see, to evaluate better why
Mm-hmm.
things are the way they are. You
Yeah.
know, why the circumstances are the way that they have landed in your life, and what can you do better? What can you do differently? What should you
Right.
do differently?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, what's up, sir? The other part of that hyper independence is once you end up being with somebody, I think, to everybody's point, you really struggle to depend on them. You struggle. It is a struggle to depend on somebody when you've been doing it because you're going to look at everything. You're going to question, like, are they doing it right? They ain't doing it right. Let me move out the way. Let me do it. You know what I mean? It's hard to let go of your own reins. Your own reins is hard to let go at that point. Entry, exit, door. Number 4. I think this is real crazy right here. Unrealistic standards get solidified. Basically, what that means is, and Free gonna love the word again. No one has been close enough to challenge your expectations. When you've been single for so long, you have some really high expectations. You got some high expectations. And for someone to be able to come up and challenge it, you're going to be like, nah, you can't meet it. But then that's when we have to kind of be realistic with ourselves and say that and realize that not everybody's going to meet every single expectation. They're not going to be able to do that. It's not possible.
What is that saying that you'll get probably 80% of what you need from a person, and maybe 80% of what you want from a person? But that 20% shouldn't be the end all be all. But for some people, it's always hindsight is 2020. Once you're
Right.
out of a relationship and you go back and look at it and you go, well, I was getting pretty much 80% from that one. Then you get somebody where you're getting 40%, 30%, and you go, man, I really should have stayed with so and so because at least
Right.
there I was getting XYZ. So hindsight is always 2020.
Right. You start doing the comparison thing.
Correct.
So Sunshine said, Should the expectations be challenged or are we misaligned?
A
Well,
little of both.
yeah, a little bit of both. Come on, Miss Chocolate.
A little
Yeah,
bit of both.
yeah. I think it's a little bit of both. And it kind of goes back to that, that 80-20. Um, how long did it take you in your singleness to reach these particular expectations? Were they even expectations before you became single? Or did you figure this all out in your singleness? Now you're like, oh, I figured it out because I've had all this time. Now I expect somebody else to come in and figure it out like this. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate this.
Depends
Isn't
what
the
your
majority of people in
expectations
the
are.
world. I won't believe that. Like, should I settle just because someone thinks that my standards are too high? 94, unrealistic, or should you settle just because
Come on,
someone thinks,
sunshine, or what?
or what?
Expectations can never be too high, but what you should do is make them realistic.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because when you have a goal, it has to be achievable. It has to be achievable in order to reach the goal. You can't make it so
Oh,
unascertainable until no one can reach the bar. It's just
right.
not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you make it achievable, then someone can match it. That energy could be matched, or
Yep.
they have potential to gravitating to that goal.
Right. Because I think at the end of the day, I think that, you know, no one would ever 100% match your perfect idea. I think that's the unrealistic part. Like someone being able to match it perfectly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, free.
And again, can you hold on to it? You know what I mean? Just because
Right.
you set these goals for someone else, can you live with that? Everybody says I want somebody that's perfect. Well, perfection, there comes a lot of OCD with perfection. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? There comes a lot of issues when you say I want this person to be perfect. If
Yeah.
you're perfect, there's nothing to grow to. And
There's
you should always
nothing to
want to
grow to.
grow. You
Yeah.
should always want to grow.
So free.
But
I
you don't
might
want
have
to
to get.
stunt your growth by just saying, I want this person to be, 100% this and 100% that and 100% the other when they walk through the door. It's not going to happen. That's
No,
unrealistic
it's
because
unrealistic.
you're not coming in 100%. So why would you expect somebody else to be 100%?
Well, I think you're coming in 100% in the way you know it. But I think to Marlon's point is when you're not in a relationship and you're all alone, then you're perfect for you. But the moment you introduce someone else into your fold, into your space, and they notice things about you and maybe point those things out, then you are now self-aware that maybe I do that. Maybe I am a little anal. Like maybe I am these things because you're the only judge when no one else is there. You're the only person that, I don't want to say judge, but you're the only person experiencing you when it's just you
Mm-hmm.
in your space.
Okay. I dig that. I dig that.
I mean, the
That's
only way that most of the time you either mold yourself based off of what like other people think, which I've never been that one. I don't really care what you think of me. I do. My dad used to have a saying where he would say, "I don't care what they say, she say, or you say. I care what he says." So my dad was a minister. So he would always say, like, what would the Lord, what saith the Lord about you? What did they say about that? So if I enter into a relationship, I'm always trying to stay grounded in the way that I treat people, grounded in the way that I think. But because I've been so long, alone so long, I still notice things that irritate me about other people in my space. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm in a space where it's just me. Everything's clean. Everything has a spot. But the moment that someone else is in my home, I notice that they're there. That chair is not supposed to be right there. It's over to the left. Like, did you clean
Right.
my table off today? Just weird stuff that nobody else would probably notice because they're not in my head, or they're not in my space as much as I am. So
No, that's true. That's true. Let me check out these comments. Free said expectations are good. Marlon is the only one that doesn't expect anything. No, I don't. Good. I already know expectations. No one would ever live up to all your expectations. You gotta have your little requirements of what you need to have, and that's it. I mitigate my disappointments, as I like to say. Let me see, who's this? I don't see their name, but they said, I think a healthy relationship is two people who are willing to grow into each other. That means being open to adjusting the expectations, learning how the other person loves and communicates. Yeah, absolutely. Free said, well, if they're in your space, I would I would expect them to make sure they clean up after themselves. Well, not everybody ain't got home training.
Okay.
And one thing I've always learned, nobody will ever clean the way that you clean.
Exactly. I
Nobody
just don't.
did. Yeah.
I don't understand people putting their feet on your furniture. I don't care if you got a recliner chair or not. Why must your feet be on the furniture? That drives me crazy.
Facts. Facts. And double facts, because my daughter said, yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter, the only one that can clean like I clean. So, because that's how I taught her. Number 5. Emotional guards get stronger. Basically what that means is,
Absolutely.
you see where I'm going, right?
Mm.
You essentially build a life without vulnerability. You built it without vulnerability. But in a relationship, when you've been single for so long, you might struggle to open up to someone, or you're always going to be teeter-totter, 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Mm.
So, yeah,
That's a hard one.
that's a hard one.
That's a very complicated one.
Yes, I can go down there with that one.
I know for me, it's very hard for me to let people in. It's very hard. You can get close to me, but it's only so close you can get to me. And if I let you get that close to me, where we're almost nose to nose,
Mm-hmm.
and you disappoint me, now I'm not too apt to letting anybody get that close again, because I
Yeah.
know what that feels like. It's not a good feeling. Someone that you trusted and you open up. Nah, I ain't letting you do that again, bro.
So that goes along with what Nikki just said. Is that from being single or past trauma? I think it can come from both.
Both.
I think that's a both thing. Some people just single because they don't want to deal with people. They want to deal with you when I deal with you, and when I don't have to deal with you, I don't have to deal with you. Then you got people who have gone through some hell, and it's like, yeah, I'm good, because it's hard to get over certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. Some things are hard to get over, and some people just say, I'd rather just buy out. You know what I'm saying? I just buy out.
That would be me.
And we gonna work on you.
Present. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm
We're gonna keep hope
here.
alive with you in Italy. We're gonna keep hope alive with you.
No, baby. I'm shutting down that factory, baby. I'm going to live my
I
life
told
in
you.
solitude and espresso. Yes. And biscottis.
Look, I hear you. But when Francesco in Italy
Not
pulls up on you,
Francesco.
Francesco is gonna pull up on you in Italy, in that little small village, and he gonna sweep you off your feet. But
I'm too heavy to be swept off my feet. I'm 175 pounds of pure pressure. Absolutely not. That's a big broom, baby. That's a big broom to get me off my feet.
I can't even deal with you in real life. Free said, or you could be over it, but not willing to take a chance at that happening again. Yes, yes. Nikki said, although you may have healed from trauma, you still know what it looks like. Yeah. And Free said,
Yeah.
time heals all wounds. So on Nikki's comment on that one, when she said, although you may have healed from the trauma, you still may know what it looked like. Yeah, you can identify it. And then to go into the part where Free said time heals all wounds, I think time has the ability to heal all wounds, but I think you have to have the want and desire to heal your wounds. Danielle, what's up? You know, some people they thrive off of sitting in their sorrow. Woe is me.
Or growing from your pain.
Or growing from your pain. You know? You know?
So I got a question real quick.
Go for it.
Sorry. Well, just from my observation, I feel like, I guess not a question, it's a statement, but from my observation, I feel like men get offended by women that choose to be single, that say they want to be single. Now, I'm saying this based off of just obviously the interactions between you and Chocolate, or even, you know, if Big Guy were here too, he would be saying the same thing to her as well. I just want to know, like, where does that stem from, where we want to try to change her mind? If she wants to be single for the rest of her life, I feel like she's entitled to that. She's done the dating thing, she's done the married thing, she's had the children, she's been the mother. So I feel like if she wants to take time for herself and be this single individual, why do we feel the need to try to change her mind on that as men? Because you and Big Guy do the same thing to her. And I'm just really curious as to why it's not like celebrated, like, okay, great, if you want to be single, that's fine, versus, you know, you guys trying to change your mind.
So no, it is celebrated. But there's other parts when Chocolate says, she goes, I ain't never gonna do that, right? And we're like, don't ever say never. That's where we get at. That's why we get to the point where we'll say, don't say it's never going to happen. You're just not in the space right now for it to happen. And we understand that. So enjoy your singleness, but don't just rule it out and say, oh, well, I'm just going to be, you know, a cat lady.
But why
You know
not?
what I'm saying?
There is nothing, you know, there's nothing wrong with a woman choosing to be single, right? And I understand you free,
there's something
you know,
wrong with
like
it.
they don't want her to give up on love, but she wants to give up on love. So what I'm saying, if she feels as though she is tired because she's done the things, and we all know that statistically it shows that women outlive men, and women are 9 times out of 10 a lot happier when they're not committed in a relationship because of the emotional load that and the role and the toll that it takes on women in general that men don't have a lot of times. So it's like, no, you don't want her to give up on love. If love is what she truly desires, that's one part of it. But if she's saying that she desires singleness and she wants to take a break and wants to just focus on her, we should celebrate that too. I feel like us trying to counteract that, you know, it just almost feels like you're not listening to her.
No. And I mean, and Chocolate can answer. She knows I hear what she's saying.
I love you, Keita. Girl, I love you, Mama Pony.
Yes,
Mama
Keita is
Pony.
speaking.
Yeah. No. And no, Chocolate knows. I mean, from other times where we just been on and hearing Chocolate and how she, you know, prior to her situation, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. I'm not going to speak on her situation, but prior to all of that, she was, the way that she spoke was like, it was here. You know what I'm saying? So that to me, in my opinion, what it felt like was there was that desire. You know what I mean? And Chocolate, feel free to correct me at any point, because this is your story, not mine. But this is what I felt from it. I felt like you were happy. You were in that moment. You saw certain things that was appealing to you. But then when the unfortunate things happened, then it was like, you know what, I'm good. I'm just gonna focus now on my retirement, getting my property. I'm gonna move, and this is where I'm gonna live my life, XYZ, which is all great.
But
So the desire. So in other words, even when I hear that, I still hear there is that small desire. It don't have to be big. It's just the inkling of a desire that if it happens, I'm not looking for it, but if it happens, then it happens. But I'm not looking for it to happen. I'm not even thinking about it happening. So I guess the question would be to calculate is, if it happened, would you welcome it?
No.
So,
No,
oh,
I would. I
And
wouldn't.
I'm
And the reason why I wouldn't, because when I'm in, I'm all in. And if my partner says he's all in, then I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? I try to match energy. And when it's great, it's great, and when it's not, it's not. But at the end of the day, people go on with their life. Like the gentleman that I was with, he's gone on with his life. They're taking trips around the world and doing great things. And I'm the one sitting here like, Nika, what happened to me? I feel like I'm on the dock and the boat has just sailed off without me. It's a horrible feeling. And I never want to feel like this ever again. I'm too old to feel like this again in my senior years. You know what I mean? It feels like you're having a heart attack every day. Your chest gets really, really tight, and your head starts to hurt, and your digestive system is all messed up. You can't eat. Nothing looks right to me. Nothing. The beautiful things in this world don't look beautiful to me like they did before. And I feel like someone has taken that from me. And I don't want anyone else to take anything else that I feel is beautiful. I'm not going to let anybody take that from me. I want to sit on a sunset and watch a boat just do whatever it wants to do, and watch the sunrises and watch the sunsets in peace. I don't want somebody to color my world the way that this person has colored my world. I want to get rid of that. I want to be clear of that in my later years. I want to enjoy life. I want to enjoy the taste of food. I want to enjoy breath. I want to enjoy going to the gym. I want to enjoy my curliness, or I want to straighten my hair. I just want to enjoy it. And I feel like he and his situation took that from me. And after years and years and years of always proving myself and giving of myself and doing for other people and making sure everybody's okay, no one stepped back and said, Gwen, are you okay? So Gwen's going to make sure Gwen's okay. That's what I'm going to do.
I got you. This is you're in your season.
It's my season.
You're in your season.
And I'm going to marinate in it.
I love that Keita brought that up, because listen, I was over here snapping my fingers like, yes, ma'am, yes. And I don't see, in my own opinion, in regards to Miss Chocolate, that she's given up on love. I think that instead of her looking for that love from someone else, she's gathering that from her own self. And I see that it's so beautiful, because when you're single and you're able to just kind of pour into you, it's a different kind of love that you feel coming from yourself. And being in the spot that she's in, I celebrate where you are right now. Like Keita was saying, I definitely do. I celebrate that you're saying, you know what, at this juncture of my life, I don't care to ever see that pain again, ever feel that again. And so how I know how to not do that is to enter into a relationship with someone else. And that's okay too. I manage properties for elderly and disabled, and almost all of my residents are single. But when I tell you, they have so much joy when they bop in. If I go to one of my properties, I have 7. So if I drop in, or I do a resident engagement and I'm there, the joy that they exude and they're just enjoying themselves it's unmatched. It's unmatched. Now, I don't know what they do late in the midnight hour, but I'm saying when I'm looking at them during the daytime, I see a joy that's unmatched. They get dressed up. They from head to toe. It's a sight to see.
No doubt. No doubt. Free, welcome up. Welcome up.
Appreciate it. How y'all
Hi,
doing,
Free.
ladies? Hey.
Hi, Miss Free.
How
Free is
you
on the
doing?
panel. Smooches.
Listen, I had a question though, because I'm trying to figure out why are we not doing this while we in relationships. Like I don't believe in giving my whole self and leaving nothing for myself while I'm in relationship. That's crazy.
Mm.
That is not safe. And I feel like that's why you feel like, okay, negator. That is not happening this trip. Okay. And I'm gotta take care of myself. But you should have been pouring into you from then. And then why wasn't he, pushing and urging that yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we could do things together, but I need you to take time for you. Here's some money. Do this, do that. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm setting
But
up appointments for you to do this and do that for yourself because
but that's
it's
just it.
necessary.
See, that's just it. He did do those things. When we were together, he did do those things. And he colored the world the way that I wanted the world to look. I could say anything. In fact, there were times when I didn't say anything and he would just do something so that I would have it. But on the same token, you perpetuated yourself as a person who I wanted, needed, enjoyed, or whatever. And you had a whole other life out there that didn't include me, that made me look at myself like, wait a minute, where was my gift of discernment? Wait a minute, what the hell? How
Was
did
he
I
a
miss that?
Jamaican? Was he a Jamaican?
No, but he lives with one.
Well, I'm just telling you because this type of thing happen all the time. Okay? Trust me when I say
All the time.
all the time. It happen all the time. All the time it happen. Trust me.
But the chick he lives with, she's Jamaican, and just the other day she dropped something. I don't know why I keep going on TikTok. She found me yet again, Jesus. Now she's posting pictures of them being in Africa and they're, just going off and being great. I'm like, you know something? If you don't get the hell off of my
But
TikTok,
everything that
if
look
you
good
don't,
ain't good, and you know that.
I
So
don't
it don't
care.
even.
I wrote them back. I said, I don't care if y'all float off the edge of the earth. Leave me alone. Leave me alone now.
But I think that's
Don't
the kind of
don't
stuff
make me
she'll
come to
want from you.
Georgia.
You know.
Don't make me come to Georgia because I got to stock with some batteries.
Uh
Don't make me come to
oh.
Georgia.
Oh
Not the
man.
sock and
Not the
batteries.
talking battery. Come on now. Calm
Because
down.
you could have him. You could have him, but he might have some broken bones. Leave me alone now. I'm
Yeah.
letting y'all go off into the sunset. I'm letting y'all do y'all thing. I ain't saying nothing.
Well, I for one, I definitely was all for you doing your thing. Okay, I was with Keto on that because that's what I was saying. Like, if she wants to be single and be not doing nothing that's her business, and let her flourish in that, and that's okay. But I feel like they was saying it from a place of don't ever say like you can never. What if you do meet that person out there and they
Mm-mm,
are? So
mm-mm.
you would just be like, nah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I pass. Pass
What
the
if they said you're
peas
not about to
like we
pass
used
me?
to.
Look, they'd be like, you ain't about to pass me. Okay.
Nah.
They become kind of
Mm-mm.
Francisco.
stalkerish.
Mm-mm.
Francisco.
Ooh, don't be stalkerish. Not Giovanni coming after me.
Lorenzo.
But I think I understood where they were coming from. But I'm definitely
They
all
they
for
come from me
you.
from love. They come from me from
Yes.
complete
Yeah,
love. You know what I mean?
it's nothing but love, man.
Yeah.
And I got that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I piggyback off Free to Be? One thing
Yeah.
you stated about why wasn't he pouring into, or why are we, some people give all of themselves and that's unhealthy. Definitely agree, because we're supposed to pour from our overflow, not from our cup. We're supposed to pour from what we have already overflowing from us. If we're
Mm-hmm.
already on empty, then my boundary says I have nothing to pour into you right now. So
Mm.
this is when, if you are my partner, you need to acknowledge and be able to see I don't have anything I can pour right now. That's when you start giving me something from your overflow, and we balance each other that way. But oftentimes that's not how relationships work. You have one partner who either is pouring, and so they've given their overflow, so now they are now coming from the cup of which they keep filling up on their own because the other partner is not pouring into them.
There
Mm.
was
You
a
know,
hole in
or
Mm.
there was a hole in my cup. There
oh,
was a hole in my cup. As I was pouring, it was a leak. There was a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza.
Oh, mercy.
Hey, I hear it. I hear it.
Just
Um,
sorry.
Go ahead.
Marlon.
Go ahead, Kitty.
So that was one thing that I had to say in regards to, you guys and Miss Chocolate. But another part, the question that I have, or things that I see, is like I said, I feel that men get offended when they don't feel needed, right?
Oh
When
yeah,
you
you did say
say,
that.
when you
Okay.
say, right, and when the woman's like, "Well, I don't want a man, I want to be single," and similar to your question, right? Like, what was your question that you posed? Oh, the aspect of I don't need anybody, I don't need help, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being hyper independent. That label of being hyper independent is only put on women and never on men,
Oh
because
no. No.
we make it acceptable for men to be like they don't need a woman, right? Men don't get any flack. It's like, oh, you don't need a woman? Okay, cool. Well, why can't we need a man? Like, why is it taboo to say that we don't need a man,
No.
or we don't
So
want one, right? We need
no,
people,
I
right?
have
Sometimes
to.
we do need the strength in some aspects, but I don't need to be in a relationship.
I
Because you
have to
need a
disagree on
covering,
that one,
Keita. You need a
because even
covering.
when there was a point when I was single
Ooh.
and I was told I was hyper independent, like, oh, so you don't want a woman to come over here and do this? You don't want a woman to come on? Nah, I'm good. I don't need it. I'm straight in all aspects. Like I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I was told that I was hyper independent because I made a decision to say I don't need anybody to do this. I don't need you to do this. My mama raised me on my mama showed me how to cook. My mama showed me how to clean. My mama did all of these things. So I had a woman in my life that showed me these things. So I don't necessarily need a woman to do these things. One thing my mama always said, for my two sons, one thing I ain't gotta ever worry about. If you ever get with a woman and the woman is not a good cleaner, he can clean. If he can't cook, he can cook. He can do all of these things to make sure that himself is good. You know what I'm saying? The things that, a lot of moms will teach their daughters. My mom was teaching me that, as well as I learned things from my dad as well. So I have to disagree on that one, Keita, that it's seen that maybe it's not something that's the most prevalent or talked about, but yeah, men get called hyper independent all the time. Matter of fact, when a man becomes hyper independent, they begin to say, "Oh, what's wrong with him? He must be a little sassy. What's wrong with him? Why he's so independent like that?"
Not sassy.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Not one
Sassy.
of
That's
those
what
big
they
guns
say.
up here.
that's what they say. That's
Man.
what they say. Is in Yeah, believe me when I tell you, it ain't just nah.
But you know something, Marlon? I've always had this saying that I created. If you cannot complement my life, please don't complicate my life.
Facts.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure, for
So, and
sure.
I've been saying that for decades, and I have to be
Yeah,
able to stand on it. If you're
yeah.
not going to compliment my life, don't come in here and complicate my life.
That right. That's right.
And that's where you become tired. You're like, okay, you pour into children, you pour into a husband, you pour into your family. I have a sister right now that I go 3 times a week to a nursing home to make sure that she's okay. I meet with her doctors. I'm at work. I get calls from her doctors. I'm still pouring into people. And she and I didn't even like each other growing up. But I ain't gonna let nobody hurt her. I'm not gonna let nobody abuse. I'm not gonna take advantage of her.
Right.
I'm still pouring into people. I just found out yesterday I got a niece that's in another nursing home. I got to go and find those doctors and have conversations about their treatment plan. I'm still pouring into people. I take care of people every day. In my career, I have taken care of people's children. I have looked out for people's grandchildren, their grandmothers. I have poured so much into other people. It is time that my cup
Hmm.
pours into me. And that
Yeah.
means that the distraction is a man that's going to break my heart and break my spirit and break my concentration. If all of those breaking, if you can't build me, fine, that's cool. Okay, that's fine. There's nobody out there that's going to
Lady
build
K,
me up and
welcome
lift
in.
me up and lean on me. I will do that for myself because I've
Sophia.
shown that I'm capable of doing for others.
Hey,
Absolutely. Sophia, welcome up.
thank you. How's everyone doing?
Good
Good,
evening.
Sophia. How you
Good.
doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good
I just decided
evening.
I decided to join because I would say newly single, It's like I was in a relationship and whatever, Marlon,
Hmm.
back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
But, I feel like it take guts sometimes to be single when you and the person, you feel like, oh, you're made for each other. But if things are not working out, sometimes you just have to throw in the towel, you know. So I was in that situation for a long time. Of course, like I have nothing but love for him, and I think vice versa, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, you know, singleness is not a bad thing. I feel like, if anything, singleness is something there to help us, you know, like to shape ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and also not to lose the other person forever. Because sometimes we stay in a relationship to the point that you're gonna end up hating each other. I feel like when it's time to be like, okay, let's hang it up, you know, just be like, at least we'll still be friend, to do that. Because a relationship at the end of the day is like, it's two people like completely different trying to make life together, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I have a different view on being single. Not only I enjoy my peace, but I'm learning so much like about myself through God. You know, I'm just seeing this like as my study period. Like I'm right now, I'm in college. This is what I'm, you know, taking it. So I feel
I
like it's
got
such a
you.
blessing, you know. Now I get when people like sometimes they say, oh, I've been single for 10, 15 years, I can't find someone. I'm like, I mean, yeah, if you want, like, there's always someone there that's gonna be aligned, but not to say. I say this to say, like, we shouldn't see singleness as a bad thing, but like a time of preparation, not necessarily for somebody else, but for us, you know, like, kind of like, you know, when you put gold under fire and you keep shaping it. I don't know if I'm
Mm-hmm.
making sense, but I don't know what you
No,
guys think.
I got you.
I want to be like Jesus. I want to wander the desert for 40 years.
No, for real.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, well, you're
Yeah.
halfway there in Italy. Oh man, no, I dig that, Sophia. You know, you're in a space right now of gathering, you know, ultimate clarity. You know, you're gathering more things about yourself, and it took you to have to, not just yourself, but everybody have to go through certain situations to figure out a lot of things about themselves. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through some things. You know, honestly, it goes back to my, you know, like my shirt says, I'm not a therapist, I'm just a man who's been through some things. I had to go through some things to get to the point of where I'm at now, um in life. You know, like Chocolate said, she said, you're not in my life to, you know, what she said, compliment, but not
If
compete.
you are not going to compliment my life, please do not complicate my life.
Absolutely. You know, and that was one of those things I always tell people when people used to see, like, they'll see something I post on Facebook and they go, oh, your wife is making you so happy. And then I have to go on there and I'll send them a message. I say, my wife don't make me happy. And they'd be like, what? I said, no, my wife don't make me happy. My wife adds to my happiness.
Hmm.
As if I add to hers. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's that part of that growth that we talk about, right? Where when you grow, you realize how much love you got to have for yourself before you can even have the capacity to let somebody else love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Big guy. What's up,
What's
dog?
happening, y'all? What's going on,
Man,
man?
you
Hey,
know.
boy.
Shut
I was just talking about you. Your ears must be burning.
She
Huh?
was talking about you too.
Oh,
Yep.
what's up,
Disco
It
man?
wasn't. It
Inferno.
wasn't. Hey, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It
No,
wasn't
Okay,
it wasn't
good,
bad. Mm-mm.
good. I'm
I
glad.
just feel like y'all should move me where Nikki is. Y'all should put me there because y'all keep sandwiching me in between the two of y'all anyway. It's going to happen. Don't give up. It's going to happen. Don't give up.
You know what?
Marlon, I forgot the time. I'm in a different time zone, man. It messed me all up, dog.
You're in Central.
Where are
No, I'm
you?
not.
Oh no, that's East.
Where you
I'm
at,
up.
Brother Bear?
I'm up near Chicago.
That's
There's,
Central.
Ah,
That's
that's
Central time.
central. That's
huh?
central.
You're on the
Midwest.
same
That's
time as
central.
me.
Well, where's Wisconsin and all of that? Is that
So
That's
Central too?
Midwest.
that's
That's
Midwest.
Midwest.
Yeah.
No, I'm dang. Not Wisconsin. Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
Jesus.
he lost. He lost.
You're not on mountain time.
His body is off.
In other words, is it 8:17 where you're at?
Yep. No,
Then you're
yep.
Central Time.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Well,
9:17 in New York. So
yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
There you go.
You Central right now.
Man, if I ain't in it and paying attention to it, I gotta catch up to it.
There it is. There it is.
That's that road work, brother. That's that road
Woo,
work.
Lord have mercy.
So I got a question before we move to part 2.
Part 2.
So part 1 question is: do you struggle more with letting someone in or finding the right person?
Both.
Keita sat back like.
Both.
I
Nikki
don't
said both.
struggle.
You say you don't struggle?
I don't struggle.
Okay. What do you do?
What is for me is for me. And that's just what it is. I'm not about to struggle at
I
all.
hear you, girl.
Life
What you
does
said
that
now.
enough. No, for real. And what
No, I feel you.
is meant is meant. I'm not struggling for that at all. Absolutely not.
How do you do it?
Middle finger, middle finger, middle finger to thumb.
Middle finger.
Middle finger to thumb. Clock it.
Clack
Clock
it.
it.
Shit, there
It's
it
cute
is.
when little kids do it. It's bad when adults do it.
It's hard. No, it's bad when men do it. That's when it's bad.
Oh,
I do it as
well,
a joke. I do it as a
there are men and then there are men.
So read that question one more time, Marlon.
Do you struggle more with letting someone in or finding the right person?
Yeah, I would say both.
I was
And I
about to
would-
say that's both for you.
I
That's
would-
both for Keita.
And
I'm
Keita
just playing.
gave a dead giveaway. Her whole body
He
shit.
was like, oh shoot.
I had to sit back
So
and
the-
think
the
about
only
it for a
reason-
second. Like, wait a minute.
You
The
know,
only
is it?
reason
What am
I
I?
say the only reason I say both is because I wouldn't struggle because of another person. Right now I'm just struggling within myself about, which way to move, how to move, and different things like that. Of course everybody knows, my situation, but
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the thing. You want to move so that you don't hurt no more and that you don't hurt nobody within your search of trying to, for lack of better words, I guess, gather yourself.
Yeah. Because hurt people will hurt people.
Exact that part.
And it's not even that it's potentially that it's intentional. It's
Right.
that if you haven't completely gotten to a point of your own personal healing and understanding where you're at, the season that you're in, yeah, it happens.
Right. And not
You know,
to
when you
say
say-
that there's love for the other, or not to say that there's feelings that's keeping you because of the person that you're no longer with. Now, that's not the case. The case is solely, me. Solely me. And being able to, I guess I could say, to make sure that I could still give how I gave.
maybe
I
you
think-
should give a new. Okay, sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead, baby. No. You don't come up that often, so please, I will yield to you anytime.
No, I'm sorry. You go ahead because you've been trying to get something out. Go ahead.
When we say that hurt people, that's a very true statement. But when you start to find pleasure out of hurting people with no remorse, that's when it becomes that's when it becomes a real problem. When you have hurt someone and they let you know that and you refuse to acknowledge it, you refuse to take any accountability for it, and it's like I said, it's almost as if you're having fun because you got away with it. I tell you, I'm coming to Georgia with a sock full of double D batteries.
I
I'm
kind of
coming.
disagree with hurt people hurt people.
I disagree with that
Yeah,
statement,
yeah,
saying hurt people hurt people. I
yeah.
think unhealed people hurt people
Yes.
because I think we've
Mm-hmm.
all been hurt in some capacity. That doesn't mean that we all are out here looking to hurt others and make them feel what we've gone through.
And
You
that's
know?
why I said it's unintentional. I don't think people just. There
Yeah.
are some people that do it intentionally, but I think wholeheartedly, majority of people unintentionally hurt people because they're still hurting and they're not healed. You know what I'm
So
saying?
then
I
just
think,
the unhealed.
but-
Like I said, the hurt people is just a blanket statement.
Yeah.
Again, we've all been hurt. I think it should be tweaked and say unhealed hurt people.
You
Hurt
know,
people.
another thing too, I feel like discernment is so key, like a lot of times, like I heard this saying, someone said, we sometimes will pray to God to ask if this is the right person whilst we're in the relationship. You already got feelings. Do that before. If someone comes in your life, just be like, okay, like maybe you pray to God.
Yeah.
Maybe you just like use your own, intuition or whatever, but just do that prior, because like me personally, I don't have problems in letting people in because I don't want to have my guard up because that kind of like sets the tone to like, okay, I may be hurt. Like, and of course, like, they say if you focus on problems, you have problems type thing. So I try to like just, be a little bit like positive about when I meet someone. However, I'm going to now observe the person. Okay, are you worthy of being in my life? Are you deserving of me being around you and stuff like that, And then one thing that I learned too is like just let people go. Like my last relationship, when I met the guy, I was like, listen, I like you. I didn't even say I love you. I like you, but I love me more. If anything happens that, okay, we're not working out, I have no problems in letting you go. And he told me the same thing too. It's just like, okay, if it works out, great. But like, I feel like the moment that we were like, okay, I have no problem in letting this person go, that's when you feel like you have your power, and not just be like, okay, I'm scared that if this person leave, I'm gonna be completely broken. So like that's personally how I operate now to avoid that.
Well, you got to be careful when you say you're. Oh, you have to be careful when you say you listening to God and you waiting for God, because every voice that you hear is not that of God.
True.
God sends you signs. God sends you subliminal and realistic signs, and we tend to ignore them. I know I have ignored signs, but then when I sat still and I fasted and I prayed, and during the time of my fasting and praying, God revealed all the things that I needed to see that I didn't see before.
Right. So this is
And he brought information to me that I didn't even look for. He brought it to me.
I agree. Yeah, you're so right. And that's what I said. It's usually best to do it before you start catching feeling for the person, because now you're not gonna listen to the voice of God. You're gonna listen to your flesh, right? You're gonna listen like, okay, he's cute. I want to be with him. But God will always speak the truth to you, and we'll know when it's in alignment because you're good, right? If something feels off, if you're not happy, then be like, okay, something here is not right. So I'll just say like we should do it like before, because like we are emotional, like we are gonna catch feeling quick. So it's a way for us to prepare, pretty much, like But I agree with you, Chocolate. You're so right on that.
So I wanted to touch base on the question. Initially, I said both, but then I had to sit back and think about it. Like, I freely give of me. So I'm not in a hiding place. My feelings, I'm all love. So if you're in my presence, I'm going to give you authentically who I am. So I'm not hiding, nor am I keeping anyone pushed out or any of that. But finding the right person, I'm actually, when I say I'm not looking, what I mean is if I am seen, then shoot your shot. If I am found, I'm okay with that. But now, Sophia said discernment. When those shots start to be fired, I have discernment about whether or not that bullet was meant for me. I have discernment to know whether or not this person is worthy of being in my space. Where a long time ago, when the love that I was seeking was from outward sources other than myself, then it
Mm-hmm.
looked more appealing to my flesh because that person kind of fed something in me that I was missing.
Love
So
that for you.
now that I'm a little older and I'm a little wiser, you know, when we know better, we do better. Now I'm able to discern whether or not this tall 6'4" whoever he might be comes in my presence, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, but my spirit is saying this person is not for me.
Hallelujah.
So you got to be able to, right, you got to be able to discern that. So
Right.
I love that. I love that. That's great. I wanted to touch on that piece where Keita and you were talking about, hurt people. I don't think that, because I say that all the time, and I mean it from the stance of where I think Chocolate was coming from it with, which was, meaning that, and Marlon touched it, saying that a hurt person doesn't necessarily aim out to hurt someone. It's not intentional. It's just that they're hurt. They're still in a place of hurting. So I get what you mean by saying, an unhealed person hurt people. But an unhealed person, now you can look at like that's intentional with that.
No.
That's how I take that. It's like, if you're unhealed and you may intentionally try to hurt someone because you've been hurt, or you want to do something to kind of go a different way, or it can mean either or. It can mean either or. It just, I take it more so as they might intentionally try to hurt
I think I hear what
See,
you're
the
saying.
problem
Big
that
Guy. I think that is more. The only way I can see that is it's intentional with an unhealed person if they don't know that they are not healed.
Right.
Some people will walk into things and say, "Oh, I know I'm healed," when they know realistically they don't even recognize that they're not healed.
Right.
They think that they're just
So wait,
walking
would
on
it be that way, or
sunshine.
would it be vice versa?
What's that?
I said, would it be that way, or would it be the other way? You,
which
you
other way?
You were saying an unhealed person. What now? What would you say at
I
first?
said an unhealed person that doesn't know that they're not healed. Some people that are unhealed think that they're healed, and when they go
Right.
into it, they will go and hurt. They will go and hurt somebody because they're not even registering that they're not healed.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not even registering. Oh, I'm not healed. They think, oh, I'm healed because I was able to, do X, Y, Z. They have these little tidbits about themselves, and they go, oh, okay, well, I did this. I seen a therapist one time, so I'm healed now.
Oh my God, that's a
Right.
good
Yeah,
point.
that
You
part.
know what I'm
That's what I'm
saying?
saying. I'm like, how you gonna see a
Or
therapist?
people still like me and people gravitate to me, so I must be healed
Right.
because people still like me. They gravitate to me and they're attracted to me. But you know
But
something,
that's
the thing about
crazy.
it, right, it is crazy, but the thing about it for me, and I can only speak for me, for a person to hurt me, to gain favor in somebody else's eyes, knowing that you hurt me, knowing the things that came out of your mouth hurt me. And you refuse, like, well, I gained favor in her eyes, so, screw what Gwen feels. I really don't give a shit what Gwen feels because, I got this over here and I want to make sure that this over here is good. But how, as you, as another human being, watch this person hurt somebody else and say it's okay?
Right.
And say it's okay. Instead of holding their feet to the fire and say, you know something? What you did may be wrong. You cheated on me, may be wrong, but you did involve another person. Why don't you go back and say, I'm sorry to that person?
Mhm.
Instead of the two of you skipping off into the sunset like, the other person didn't matter. I'm telling y'all better watch me. I'm going to be on I-85. I'm going to be on that highway in
Don't
my
do it.
Mustang.
No, you
Don't
ain't.
do it.
You ain't
Don't
gonna
do
do
it.
it. You
Don't
ain't. The
crash
storage
out.
gonna sell out of batteries, and you ain't gonna be able to get none on Amazon either.
Don't
Oh, you
crash
know
out.
something.
Don't
That's
crash out.
oh, that's funny.
Godmother,
Don't
what's up?
Another thing too, right? It's like sometimes you'll be like, oh man, like I can't find nobody that's for me, rah, rah. But I'm like, it's like you said, like Sometimes it's us. We need to heal and we don't even know that. So instead of just like taking the mirror and put it inward, we'll just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay, these people are not, good and whatever. It's like, okay, but are you sure it's not you? It's like, I'm not saying it's like that with everybody, but I'm saying that happens. It's like, is that person not for you or are you not prepared for that? So
Absolutely.
it's like the same thing like when you said like we were talking earlier, when you're by yourself, you live by yourself, nobody knows you but you because you're the only one dealing with yourself at the moment. I feel like sometimes too is like good to just like like take a step back and evaluate everything. And we tend to, as humans, we tend to be so selfish and self-centered to be like, oh, you're not doing this for me, so you're not good. But it's like, what am I not doing to that person to inspire that person to do that thing for me? Because in love, it's not about taking, it's about giving. What can I do for you? How can I help you? Because it's the same thing as like flow, right? If you do
Mm-hmm.
that thing for your partner, like they're gonna do it for you. And of course, if they don't do it for you, that's not your partner. So that's what I'm saying is like sometimes we have to turn it around and be like, okay, let me love this person without saying like, oh, I want this person to love me.
Thank you. Thank
If
you.
I'm
Thank
making,
you.
I don't know if I'm making sense.
But in every
No.
relationship, if there's a give and take, somebody's going to be giving and somebody's going to be taking. That's a give and take.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever length, whatever volume, how much ever, it's going to always be a give and take. But you do have people who are parasites who will drain you dry,
Right.
who will drain you dry. Edges done fell
Vampires.
out, hair won't grow back, your cortisol
Exactly.
is high, your
Mhm.
pH balance is off, you can't eat, can't sleep, can't think, can't breathe. You're
Exactly.
clutching your pearls, you're clutching
Chocolate.
your pearls, you're sipping your tea.
You
Jesus
see,
calling God.
chocolate, but then they say that like enough's enough at some point, right? We're gonna
Yeah.
be like, you know what, I'm with this person
Yeah, that
and I
whole
don't see
thing
no
is
growth out of
draining.
this. You just be like, like I feel like, and that's why I was saying earlier, now I have no problem in letting someone go because I'm like, this is not serving me. You're just taking from me. There's no point in me keep doing this.
Hell
It's
Mm-hmm.
no.
like, it takes like I don't know the word, but like sometimes we just have to stop just letting people just let people go and
It's kind of
they
like
don't
what
deserve, yeah,
Godmother
they
just
don't deserve
posted
our
down
good
there.
heart,
The
pretty much.
boundaries.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Their
yeah,
boundaries were
exactly.
never set. So when those
Yes.
boundaries are never set, people are always going to cross them.
Yeah.
No,
And it's tiring, especially as a woman because we tend to love hard and be nurtured and all that. And when that is not, reciprocated, we will be resentful
yeah,
and it's not going to be good for us.
Man, I
yeah.
like my edges and I like my peace, so I'm going to go to sleep.
No, for real.
Absolutely, absolutely. Godmother, welcome up, welcome
Hey,
up. We just
hello
wrapped up
everybody.
part one of the conversation. Part one was single too long, and when independents start to matter of fact, I'll just tell you what it was. There was this right here. This was part one. Single too long when independents start working against love, and we're actually going into part two now. Um, because I can't leave it one sided ever.
Well, I want to say something. Keita was talking, I think it was, but
Hmm.
what she was saying. I agree a lot with what she was saying, and I think
Hmm.
again, and I said about boundaries and setting standards, and also making people when people say I love hard, and we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, but also making sure that people deserve what you're giving them. See, a lot of times people just come and they just start giving, because they got in their mind, they've got this whole love affair in their mind. And the person is showing you, whatever, but you don't see it because you see what you want to see. Then when you finally get exhausted because you keep giving, you weren't paying any attention. Now you're exhausted, now you're mad. Whereas you should have always made people deserve the time. They have to deserve to have a conversation with you. I mean, I stopped taking calls at 9 o'clock for any suitors. I mean, will I talk after 9 o'clock later when you deserve to do that? Other than that, after 9 o'clock, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? My time focuses on whatever. So I would say, well, it's open Perhaps later, I don't know. It's just all of what you feel deserve. It sounds cocky, but when you understand your place, and again, everybody always saying, I'm a queen, I'm this, I'm that. Well, if you know this is what you are, there's certain things you have to do in order to have access to you. Don't just give everybody access because they say they want whatever. If they don't show it to you, then you don't give it to them. And that's okay. They're not a bad person, and you're not a bad person. You know what you want, right? And go and wait, be willing to wait for that. You know what I'm saying? All the time. But I see a lot of times, I think people give, and then they become a victim. Oh, I gave my heart. Oh, I did this, I did that. Yeah, but then again, you had to see before then. You made up in your mind you wanted to give, you wanted to love hard, even when that person didn't deserve it. And that's, that's a you thing, not a them thing.
It is.
I always say know your worth. I had posted some today. Simply just knowing your worth. Homegirl was talking to this guy. He gave her a key to his place. When she went to go use it for the first time, he wouldn't let her through the door. It was somebody, there was somebody there. I'm like, girl, if you don't know your worth, to stop talking to this man.
Yeah.
She was still talking to this brother and laughing.
Yes. I
said, I hope that's a nervous laugh and you just feel stupid as hell because you look it right now.
It got up and told everybody.
And told everyone. I was like, oh my God,
What?
today. This is a travesty. And this is why the men out there that just, they don't think too highly of us all the time. And then the ones who have sense, they be like, oh, she just too much. She just too much. No, I just have standards, bro. I love me. Okay. Don't get mad.
And when you know you cross that boundary, when you know you cross a person's boundary, be adult enough, and that's male or female, be adult enough to say, I'm sorry.
Man, she wasn't gonna get that. That lady, she just needed to leave.
Let it go.
And that's exactly why. And that's exactly why it was the way that it was like that, because of the fact that she probably begged for the key or whatever. Oh, give me a key. And then he finally got, she never came. And then she came. And then no, we're not making a scene. Something has been said. You just need to listen. That's what we talked about. What I just said. Okay, somebody else is there. Then guess what? Take your 2 steps back and walk away. You know what I'm saying?
And sadly, not every time we're gonna hear it, I'm sorry from the other person, because they don't know better, And the thing is too is like that I learned is like it's not even me, bro. It's the person, like, and that's why I leave people alone, because I'm like, okay, you're clearly on your own journey. It's like sometimes they don't even know, because again, back to the thing like unhealed people hurt people, or hurt people hurt people. It's like, sometimes you just have to like pray for them and be like, okay, I'm not going to internalize the hurt you put on me, because the moment that we do that, now we're going to be like scarred of like all the relationships that didn't turn out good. And just be like, give people grace and be like, you know what? I don't need closure from you. If you don't value me for who I am, like there's somebody else that's going to do it, and keep it pushing,
Yeah. One of the things you just said, Sophia, and you say, it wasn't, You said that it wasn't you, it was them, right? But this is the part where we have to own as well. It was us as well.
It was you as well. Exactly.
It was us as well. Because when we allow it to happen, it was us.
It was that. And that's what I was saying earlier, but that when you just just so busy, you got your own, you acting off of what you feel in your head, when they're clearly showing you something else. They may be nice to you, and you take that little bit and you just run all the way with it. Then all of a sudden, well, they hurt me. By the time somebody gets to the point of quote unquote hurting you, you've really given them entirely too much. And every single time that I've seen, they always, when I look back, they were signs. You just decided not to go through and follow with it. And that's okay, right? Then that's how you're going to say, well, you know what? One time I was a fool, and we've all been a fool at the time. But you got to own that. That is not a them problem. That's a you problem. If not, you're going to go from this person to fool, you're a fool, this every time you turn around, you're a fool. And all of a sudden, it's just who I am. I love hard. No, you don't know your worth. You know what I'm saying? You got to always know your worth. I don't care what it is. No different than nobody on here would take a job making $6 an hour at this point. We probably all done it. I know I worked for $3.30 back in
Back in the
1989.
day.
But you know what I'm saying? At this time, absolutely not. But so when the moment that's what's offered to you, you go in there. Yeah, you may need a job, but you're not taking $6. It's just not going to happen. So at the end, but are you bad? Is it a bad thing because they're offering $6? No, they're gonna work for somebody. It just don't work for you. If you say you are who you say you are, if you know who you say
Yeah.
you are, then all you gotta do is act accordingly, and you can't ever be mad with nobody
What's
else.
up?
But there's a lot of people out there that like companionship but don't want commitment, and they
Ooh.
make
Well,
it
that's
feel, they make it look like commitment. They make it feel like commitment, but it's really only companionship.
But that's okay. Here's the thing: no matter if they make it look like, one thing about it is all men always, masculine, true men and women always deal in clarity. You see what I'm saying? If you dealing with somebody and you ain't quite sure of what it is because y'all just kind of, especially when the man tell you, so, oh, I just want to meet you and I want to go with the flow and see where things go. A lot of
That's
women go with the,
trash.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly. That's
trash.
Run like
that's
hell.
trash. Yeah,
Run like
we
hell.
don't go with the flow. Yeah, we gotta
Run,
right, quick, real bad.
Forrest,
You know what I'm saying?
run.
That go with the flow and see where things takes us. You know what I'm saying? You know, oh well, you know, he don't like titles and he don't like this and well, you know, we just, you know, he just my friend. I don't put friend. You know, I was telling somebody just the other day, and he was like, you know, as we build a friendship, I said, I'm gonna tell you something right now. We could get married. I'll never be your friend ever. Never be your friend. He was like, oh, and I said, no, never, ever in life will I ever be your friend. I could be your wife and never be your friend. Now, here's my setup with friends. There's things that your friends, like, you know, Marlon, your friends may want you to come and hang out and do X, Y, and or Z. But if the missus say, no, I need you to be home with me tonight because you promised me X, Y, and or Z, guess what you got to be?
Yeah.
Home. You know what I'm saying? Your friends take a
But
back seat.
I like being at home.
Saying though, the point is, so at the end of the day, because you
Yeah.
understand that your friends
The
you can
life for each
ignore,
other.
but you can't ignore your other half. So when you start coming that, well, we just friends. No, we not friends. I'm not your friend. You and your friends, y'all can hang. You can tell your friend, yo, you know what I'm saying? He got a big dick, but you can't have that conversation with your homeboy. With your man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at dude, he got a big dick. You can't say that.
You know what? The whole thing with
Lots of
like
sausage.
going with the flow. The going with the flow is just saying, oh, you're cool enough for us to like hang out and do whatever, but you're not, I don't value you enough for you to be my girl or my
That's
wife,
exactly
you know?
what it is.
Run, Forrest, run.
Exactly.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And when you know, but when you
Run
know
for the
that, and
hills.
again, they're telling you, that's what I'm saying. They're always telling you what they want. You just gotta listen. And you just gotta stop being, you know, sometimes people say things like, oh, you know, you ain't no gold digger, or they're trying to go through, yeah, because you ain't one of them women that it's okay to state your standards. I mean, even though I do well for myself, very, very well financially, I'm still a woman. And if you in my face like that, then I still expect you to do what a man does. Period.
You know,
Don't
one
be
thing I
rude.
learned,
And if
I
you
learned
call
that
me a
men
gold
love
digger, I'll do
to,
that.
yeah, I learned that men, when they love women, they're women, they love to spend a bag on them. If a
That's
man
right.
is calling you you're a
That's
gold
right.
digger or whatever,
He ain't
he's
got no
not
money.
feeling you like that. Or he's not feeling you like that because a man, like, they will get the bag
Yeah,
for
but you
you.
know something? They'll
He
spend
ain't
the
got
bag on you, but they're doing other things on
No,
the
he just
side.
ain't got no money.
I ain't
Yeah,
trusting
you
it.
ain't got
They'll
no
spend
money.
that bag and still be doing stuff on the side because a
But
man with
That's
That's
all
means
true.
can spend
character,
his bag
man.
in many places. So I don't
Yeah, you
believe in all
have
that
the,
to.
a
that
man
bag crap.
spending a man spending his
Don't say
bag
that.
in certain places.
That's not all men.
Yeah,
Don't
you
feel
have to
that
know
way.
them, like, their
Correct.
character too,
You
Because
do.
there are some good men out there.
There's a lot of
There's
good men out there.
there's
I
great
agree.
men out
Far and few
there.
between,
Yeah.
but they out
Yeah,
there.
under a tombstone.
Oh my gosh, what
Even
is
if they're
this?
under,
All right.
even if they're under a tombstone, then guess
Married.
what? I mean, but you know,
That's
They
a
good to other
fact.
men.
Okay. Next question, Marlon. Next question. Because I ain't about to sit up here and go
Lord
through all this.
Jesus.
Yeah,
God
you're
dang.
outnumbered, sir.
I mean, let's keep it for
Part
real.
two. All right, here's part two. How being single long can help future relationships. Okay, here we go. You really
future.
learn who you are.
Oh my bad.
You learn who you are when you've been single for a long time. As long as your intentionality was there, like, I am going to figure out who the hell I am right now. And that's this season where I'm at. I'm going to figure out who I am because somewhere down the line, I lost myself. But this is where I'm gonna do, because I want to be. If you're the person that wants to have a relationship later on, being single long can help you figure out who you are. You discover your own values, your patterns, your triggers. You figure out all of that stuff by being alone when you allow yourself to do that, right? Because you learn how to show up authentic and not showing to perform. You know who you are. So you don't have to put on this facade that I'm this and I'm this and I'm this. Look at me. It's I'm already in my element. This is it right here. You know? Being
You
single long, like we was talking about earlier about creating boundaries, you have stronger boundaries when you have been single long that you now will enforce. You had time to sit there and figure out what you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate.
Well, now you have stronger boundaries if you are at a point of healing. If you are being a
Correct.
victim about being that, then you become bitter and you don't become better. So I've seen it go both ways. But when you also create that in that time being by yourself, you also have an independence. So that also when you do get into that next relationship, that person doesn't have to quote unquote be your peace, be your this, be your that. You have it within. And so when he or she brings that to him, it can complement, not be a dependency. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Oh yeah,
another.
and that's what we touched on that earlier before you came on, where we were saying how that independence, people need to be able to add to you,
Add
not
to.
you're not
Deplete
dependent
you.
on them. Yeah, yeah,
Not even complete you, because you are already complete. So that's the thing. When you have two complete people that come
correct,
together, then that's
absolutely.
wonderful. When you got two people that's liking, it's usually that's when you have this codependency and dependency type relationship, and
Mm-hmm.
then you got the givers and the takers. But I was having a conversation with a guy today, and we're not dating or anything like that, but we've been flirting with each other for the longest. We just flirt back and forth. I mean, it's nothing. I'm just not at the point of doing a relationship with him, but he's cool.
Tell
You know what I'm
me
saying?
more.
Yeah, and so we were having a conversation, and he said, and so I said to him, I said, well, he thought something that I said was offensive, and don't get me wrong, obviously, y'all all can kind of figure that out, because it's not even so much that I'm so offensive, but I'm very direct. It's a passion, so I say what I got to say, and I'm just done. Some people can take it as offense, especially if. So I said, well, you know what? Here's the thing. Understand this. If I'm having a conversation, there's no reason for me and you to beef ever in life, ever. And we were talking to each other very, very, very nice, real calm and everything. I said, so if I said something that offended you, that wasn't my intentions. But the next thing he said, I said, don't argue with me, because I think that's sassy, and I don't like a sassy man. And so he was like, he thought he was offended by that, and I said, I wasn't calling you sassy. I apologize for the other thing I said when I called you slow, but I will not. I didn't call you sassy. But at the end of the day, I was clowning. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Marlon, how we do, we go for the dozen forever. You know what I'm saying? That's
Oh,
how
for
I
real.
stop. Yeah, so
Catch you with these words, boy. These words are
and
catchy.
I'm telling you, I mean, that was always us. We all had slick mouths, but again, we're just clowning. But at the end of the day, it's one thing to catch it like that, as opposed to now, I got a thing for this girl, and so you really don't kind of know. So we just had a conversation, but we both agreed that it was important for us to have a good friendship, more so at where we are, because like I said, I don't think it'll ever go anywhere. But still, it's just it's not like, oh, I need you to do the work, because we both are confident in ourselves. And I said, what we see is not each other yelling. It's two people that's passionate about what we're passionate about. But now we know that there's some lines that we may cross, and we don't even know that we cross. So if I said something and I hurt your feelings, I'm going to acknowledge that and apologize to you, because that's not my intentions. Because I mean, before I go through and be disrespectful, I can just get off the phone, because I don't even need to talk. You feel me? So that's never my intentions, and I can't deal with disrespect, so I'm not going to disrespect you. But like I said, it was really cool. But a conversation and a standard, but still being not well.
Your
I gotta
authentic
date
self.
somebody. Yeah, not
Yeah.
you gotta have. I mean,
So
two complete people.
I'm stuck on him being slow and sassy at the same time. I'm still over
So
there.
Likewise, because I was like, what?
so let me
How
just
you
tell you.
slow
So what
and sassy?
so what happened was is that again, for those of you who know me personally, or if whatever, I am a cowboy hater, right? And so I'll say all Cowboy fans, Dallas Cowboy fans, they're slow. So that's kind of what it is. So he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. So that's why I've called him slow. But actually, he's very articulate. I mean, we have great conversations, which is what I actually do love. But I always say, y'all Cowboy fans, y'all a little slow anyway. So I'll make those kind of comments, and that was he was talking about.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm with you.
Not just, they are.
This is what
Right.
I'm saying, right? Correct. You are correct. So that's why I was like, y'all a little slow. And he was like, you be saying slow and stupid. I was like, well, no, but I was, that's the thing. But we laugh and we clown about that, but on another level, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, I'm with you. So again, that's all of everything that Godmother said, everybody said so far is about the stronger boundaries. When you have been single and you got to a point where how it began to help your future, because you ain't settling, you learn more about respect, and you have clear communication from day one. You know what I mean? Number 3, you heal instead of repeating the cycles. When we were just talking about the healing part. You're not jumping in when you've been single long enough and you realize more things about yourself. You're not going to go jump from relationship to relationship, right? It's going to be more of you've healed, where you're not going to bring that old trauma into something new. And then your awareness has heightened, because now if you see a moment, because even healed people can still end up saying something, but then they know how to correct themselves in that moment.
Correct.
You know how to correct yourself in the moment. You know what? I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. Like you said, being able to have the capacity to apologize, that's huge.
Speaks volumes about your character.
Oh,
Right.
volumes. And when you have healed, you stop bleeding on people who didn't cut you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You able to really, again, like you said, how that gentleman was. Y'all laugh, joke around, but he's able to articulate certain things. You're able to articulate certain things. You're able to sit here and, have different type of conversations. Being single long enough, when you're not jumping from relationship to relationship, you learn more and more about yourself. You learn I think the biggest thing is your boundaries, and not letting people do things that, if you really don't like it, don't let people do it.
Simple as that.
It's just simple as that. You don't like this. Don't put yourself in those situations. You know what I'm saying?
Also too is self-respect. If someone sees that they can do something to you and you forgive them and keep allowing that thing, they're gonna keep doing it. We're like,
People
you don't
gonna
respect
do
yourself.
what you
Why
allow
should I
them to
respect
do.
you?
That's
Exactly.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
people will how they say, they will treat you how you treat yourself,
how you
something like
treat-
that. Yeah,
Well,
or
you teach people how to treat you.
how
That's
to
the
treat
thing.
you exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to learn, then that ain't the person you want to deal with.
Well,
Yeah.
and again, it's not something that you have to give them another chance, but you just have to forgive them and be free to move on. And
Yeah.
and that's the thing, because the biggest, the loudest of everything is just being quiet. Just stop this. We're not saying nothing else.
Silent, boy.
I'm trying to tell you, you don't know what it is. Okay, cool. And step back, and then guess what? No phone calls, no nothing. And you're not mad. You're just free. And I'm telling you, on every level, I don't care what kind of relationship it is. And I've been doing this, for a long. I always used to be silent, but it was more like toxic, like a toxicity, because I know that, of course, when you get quiet, people run behind you. But now it's not a game. It's just the fact of, is so peaceful. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't choose to hurt any. That's not my thing. You may be hurt sometime, but that's not my intentions. And so, but when you find a person who they're too tender, they're not in a place where they can, because I've had several people that said, I just want to thank you for what you told me. And at the time you told me I just wasn't mature enough to, but I thought about what you said and thank you, because nobody else had the, nerve to tell me blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
just, sometimes it's just all about, the timing, but it's okay. But like, I didn't mean it bad. I just like, okay, cool. But if I got to walk on eggshells around you, then you're not my person. Because again, when we go hard. It's all for love, and we having fun. Period. But we're not, can't say this around this one, can't say that about that one. I mean, we just, when we go clowning, we're always respectful, but it's funny, and it's not, that thing. But again, to Carmen, she's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be peaceful. Around me is peace. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of life that I live. And so when you set that boundary and you have that self-esteem to say it's okay with or without, and you can walk away, oh baby, everything. What else gonna bother you? Nothing. Because you cool one way or the other.
Gotcha. So appreciate that. Number 4, you build emotional independence. You're not dependent on a person. When you've been single and you understand in your singleness where you're at, you're not relying on someone else for happiness. We kind of hit that earlier. I'm not dependent on you for my happiness. I'm happy now for myself.
Right.
And that creates, ultimately what that creates, right? It creates a partner and not a burden.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine said her and her plants are happy. Yes, you and your plants are happy. You have such a wonderful relationship with your plants, especially when you come in and you talk to them and you see that they blossom and get a new little leaf and everything.
Yeah.
Love that's chosen is not needed for survival.
Correct.
That's cut and dry. I'm not even going to dig into that one. Number 5, you value peace over drama. So
There it is.
I was going to get there. I was going to circle
There
around
it is.
there. When you have been single and you have, and now you're ready to go back out into that realm, you experience life without chaos. So now you don't entertain toxic behavior. You protect healthy love when it comes. You're able to see healthy love now.
Yep.
So these are the good things about being single, because now you can actually see some things that you might have blinded yourself to that you couldn't see before, because you could have been wrapped into.
That's because you become healthy love. You become
That's right.
it. You can give it. And when you see that, oh, you can't reciprocate, I am running the other direction. You hear me?
Absolutely.
Period.
Like it's hard to give up that piece.
It really is.
It's hard. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will not do that for nothing.
But like I said, a healthy love before you. This is what I want to say again to all the women that's on the panel. Okay, nothing against any of the men, not by far. I'm just saying for women, this is the thing, because the part of the problem is we're natural nurturers, but you have to understand and remember one key thing: men were meant to give, and women were meant to receive. You understand that? So before you start giving anything, let them start giving to you, because men always love and appreciate whoever they have to invest in. Period. That's the thing. If it don't cost me, that's what we always got these Treacies and Trixies, because you ain't got to do nothing but call them and text them, and guess what? They got everything ready for you. They'll do everything you want them to do, and they don't require nothing. So they get done and they keep moving. But he was made to give. That's how he's made. That's why he's got, the appendage, and we got the, what I'm saying, the whole. We were meant to receive. So make sure before you start giving anything that, again, you've been receiving something, and you can reciprocate. Not that you match him per se, but at the end of the day, because he's the head, let him be his place. Stay in your place. Don't go, I'm giving him love and don't get no love. And no. It's just like I said, just be who you are. nice and friendly, maybe, and then sometimes you have to be a little rough with men because they like it like that. This just their nature. You know what I'm saying?
Bend over, Dick.
That's so true.
I mean,
I'm
they
like,
they do. I mean,
Bend over, gosh darn it.
I'm telling you,
Though.
you got to be a little rough with them because again, remember they're hunters. They're hunters,
yes.
and if you see men, men are hunters, and then they love sports and the Animal Channel, and their whole thing is what the trophy. You know what I'm saying? They can kill a deer and have the buck or whatever mounted up on the wall. What do you think that is? They got a big old fish. They got to take a picture. That's who they are. So when you are low lying fruit, yeah, they'll go ahead and they'll eat it because it's right there on the ground. But what they really want is what challenges them. So whenever you're not a challenge, always be feminine, but again, make it hard for them. Make it
You know,
tough.
another
Love
thing,
gives you cataracts. You can't
yeah,
always
another
tell
thing
what it looks
too
like.
for us women, right? Especially as women, it's because like I don't know, but I see a lot of women, they feel like in order for them to be loved by the man, they have to do more things. It's
Right.
like,
And it
no,
doesn't
the
work.
more you do, the
The
least they're
less
gonna
they
like
appreciate
it.
you.
Exactly. So
That's
I
right.
feel like when you know that you have that trait, right? And of course, like that takes maturity to realize that and heal from that. Just don't be in a relationship, period. Especially when you see that man is taking advantage of that, because men will. And I'm just speaking, of course, from a perspective of a woman. Of course, it goes both ways.
Right.
But I've seen it in women that is like, oh, but I do this for him and I do this for that. Like you
No,
don't have to do
no,
nothing for
you're not
him.
supposed
A
to.
lot of women, they do how you say, define their self-worth by what they can do for the man, but
No,
that's
no.
the biggest turn off,
The biggest
to
turn
be
off. That's
honest.
the reason
Can you
why
Yeah,
co-sign that, Mom?
you'll be with the man and you help him build blah 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 blah,
yeah,
and he'll leave you and go for somebody who ain't got nothing that you got
exactly.
because that's what he has to do.
They
It's
might
like a
have
shot.
less than what you got.
Yeah,
And they'll be
they're
Yeah.
gonna have
happy as a lark.
that's right, because of the fact you don't challenge. If y'all don't know if y'all familiar with the Shire horse or everybody knows what a Shire is. What's
No,
Clydesdale?
I'm not
Like
sure.
the Clydesdale horses, the
Yeah.
Budweiser horses.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
a Shire is a breed like that, but it's a bigger, more majestic breed that they are meant to. And it's the same thing with the Clydesdale. If you've ever seen a Clydesdale, in person, they are really beautiful and majestic, animals. But they're really, really big and they're made with muscle and they're bulky and the whole night, and they have to do heavy things or they die. You see what I'm saying? You can't just have one and don't work them where they're pulling 2 and 3 tons, even though they're so beautiful and they're so expensive. That's how they're made. So when you have a person that's made that way, that's what they have to do. But instead, what we do, a lot of women do, not me, but a lot of women do, they start going on and they start nurturing. And it's this, and I can cook for you, and I can do that for you, and I can do no. I can't do anything. My arms are broke. You know what I'm saying? I can't see and I don't hear a thing. You see what I'm saying? Period. And again,
And my hands are on backwards.
they're on backward. I'm trying to tell you, and my feet are too. And I
There it
cannot
is.
move. Yeah. And so again, and they will come and they will do every single thing with you. Like I said, you look at, when we say I'm a queen and we look at kings, a king has everything to include concubines. So if it's that time of the month or the queen don't feel like doing it, guess what? You know what I'm saying? I mean, she ain't got to clean, she ain't got to cook, she ain't got to do nothing but be beautiful. But this whole thing of when you hear men talking about you got to hold me down and we got to build this thing. No, he gonna build it. You may be
Hold
there.
you down and
Yeah,
tape
you're
your
right.
ass
That's
down.
true, Marlon. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
Duct tape.
but a lot of women don't know. The first thing they do is come over here. Oh, I love hard. I'm gonna ride or die. No, I'm not. That's why I told her, listen, I'm not your friend. That ain't what I do. Find a friend in Jesus. You feel me?
Exactly.
I'm your romantic acquaintance, your lady, and your wife.
What
That's
a
it.
friend we have in
House.
But
Jesus.
again, like, like some people think too, like when we women say that, we're just thinking that, oh no, like we're just gonna sit around and man is gonna do X, Y, and Z for us. Like, no, when you're like 10 toes down in a relationship, like you don't have to do things like, oh, buy things for the man. You just help, like, like you guide the guy, like, especially when you're dating to marry, you're gonna be his helper in all the ways, like they say, like behind every man or besides every man.
That's right.
It's a great woman. Exactly. So those are the things that as women, we don't need to do nothing to show the man. We just have to be, because that's who we are. You know what I mean?
Free to be, baby.
And to Sophie, to add to what you said, because again, a lot of them will start in the dating stage, and that's not the thing. Two things. One, Proverbs 31, well, Proverbs 31 woman, it says she builds her house with her hand. So at the end of the day, once you have his last name, once he's taken care of you, once he's done whatever, he allows you to be in your soft life because we're nurturers. Now at that point, we're naturally going to nurture that man because again, he has deserved that. He has shown us that he takes care of us. So of course we're going to take care of him. But we're talking about in the dating stage, and a man who is intentional, or a woman, anybody who's intentionally looking the right way, they know the characteristics and the traits. You see what I'm saying? So they're looking at you and they can see past all that because they're not looking at how round your butt is or how, your hips or your breasts. He's looking at the heart and how you do certain things. And his thing is, I'm going to take that and I'll make a relief for that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was asking too.
Yeah.
I was asking what unapologetically Chrissy was saying.
Do I agree?
Can you co-sign on anything? To all
I
of
can
it. To
co-sign
any
on
of it.
all of just about all of that because that's how us as men are, right? You don't have to do a lot. You don't have to do a lot, and we are a natural wanting to provide. That's just in men. We want to feel needed. We want to be able to feel like what we're doing is making a difference. When we don't feel like what we're doing is making a difference, that's when a lot of men, and I say a lot, we walk away.
That's right. That's that Shire in him. You have
They're gonna walk away
to be made
because
that.
now you're doing so much to where now I don't even feel like I am of value to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like you need me.
Yeah, and that makes y'all not feel like a man, and you know that you're a man because you understand what your position is. That's right. It's almost like it's actually emasculating the man. That's why when women come up and they say, "Oh, I'm educated and I got this and I got that," don't no man care. Only one who want to know that are simps. A real man is going to even ask you that. They're not concerned.
A real man don't care how much a woman makes. He cares like how genuine is the woman in the relationship, to be honest.
And he wants to make sure that when she has a certain lifestyle or whatever the case may be, he can do that to make sure he can take care of her.
Right. We keep you in a lifestyle, and we again being that builder and adding to it is if you got a lifestyle, I want to help you stay in that lifestyle.
If I want a new lifestyle, why can't you just bring me to the lifestyle I want? What the hell going on?
And this is another thing to the people.
We can work together.
And Marlon, please tell me if this is true or not. But men study women too. A man that is meeting a woman and the woman is doing all this thing for the man, he's gonna be like, bruh, she don't even see the worth she has. I'm not gonna have her as my woman. You want a woman that is confident in herself, a woman that is standing her ground, a woman that's been like, okay, he's gonna be like, yeah. She's the one, like she's not a weak woman because men judge women too.
Men don't want a woman that's a pushover. Men do not want a pushover. I'll tell you that straight up. I don't want a true man does not want someone to control.
No.
A true man don't want to control a woman. He want that woman to be herself, to have what she has, to do what she do. And that when it comes down to even that part of like that woman submitting, that's not even. I think people take that so far out of context, but that's a whole nother conversation. They take it so far out of context of submission.
Word submit?
It's
No, I was saying you mean the word submit or to be submissive.
Yeah. I think it's taken so far out of context. But to answer everything, a man wants a woman that help me. If she's that help me, that's it.
That's it. They get a charge from it, just like you do with your kids. Your kids don't do anything for you. You brought them here, you got to take care of them, especially when they're little. But when you get that little person, you know what I'm saying, and you look at that, the last thing you want to do is let that little person down, and it gives them a whole nother charge. You know what I'm saying? And they get even stronger. So it's the same thing with a woman and with and again, they are made to be that protector, provider, and leader.
Yeah, that's a man. A man has a high responsibility.
Yep.
We have a high responsibility, and some men meet the responsibility, some men don't. You know, it is
No,
what it is.
some men be dating female men because they be dating women who trying to take care of them and do all this thing like
I
another
can't.
man do. Yeah,
That's
so
what
I'm saying they females, but they acting like boys. And that's that, and they don't want not a masculine man don't want that. Now a simp, he gonna want that because he already is an underachiever. But a masculine man, that's not his desire at
Yeah,
all.
and that's why the healing part is so important because a lot of this thing stems from like childhood, man. Like a lot of we see a lot of like single mothers and like especially the girls, they help the single mothers like with the siblings and stuff, you know. So it's something that is instilled in a lot of women. So when we're grown, like we're gonna be like that, right? But we have to understand that in a relationship, like you have to just rest, you know, and relax and not do too much because that's actually how things work. Of course, help your man, but don't feel like you have to work for the man, you
Yeah,
know, and
don't
that's why, yeah, and that's why it's so important to just like, you know, heal some of those things and just like,
and
I don't
that's
know,
mostly when you have
rewire the brain pretty much.
and that's why like
Mhm.
you do some things for him when your last name changes. When y'all got two separate
Exactly.
last names, then
Yeah.
that's not your responsibility. That's not your obligation whatsoever. Your Proverbs 31 don't even kick in, not when it comes to him, because that's not your place.
Mhm.
Not your place. So
Number 6, you become more selective in a healthy way
you
when
do.
you've been, in your singleness. Um, you're not desperate, so your standards rise. The difference is you choose based on your alignment and not loneliness.
Correct.
You know,
You didn't go in the grocery store hungry.
you ain't going to the grocery store hungry.
No,
You
for
know.
real.
Oh,
That's a good analogy.
you said what?
That's a good analogy.
It
Yeah.
is.
Because
But I
you
don't
will
know
buy
that grocery. Them
everything you
grocery
want.
high. Let me stop.
Yeah, but
No.
I'm saying, but when you go in that grocery store hungry, you pick up all kinds of stuff that
Everything.
you
Oh
normally
yeah,
wouldn't have gotten, and
especially that
only to
stuff on
turn
the
around.
end
Stuff that
cap.
will get you
Yeah,
fat.
yeah, and then you would turn right around and end up going someplace, stopping someplace and getting something to eat. I know you got a
Yeah,
whole trunk full of food. That's because you was
trunk full of
hungry.
food.
No,
Cook
so
tonight.
no. Hell
So
no.
when you've already eaten, you ain't thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the same thing with a man. When you ain't hungry or you ain't thirsty, then you can see a man or, and I'm saying man because obviously that's all I date, but you can see a person for who they are because you're not desperate. You're not, oh, I'm lonely. I need somebody to help me pay my bills. I need somebody to nurture. I need. You're not needy. You don't. And I always
Mhm.
tell all the time, I don't need a man, and I don't. I want one. You see what I'm
There
saying?
you go.
And there's a difference,
Hey, but
because
can
at
we
the end
talk
of
about something though? Because some people are single, but they're not alone. You know what I mean? They're not in a relationship, but they're still
right,
entertaining people here and there. It's
Situationships.
like you don't. I feel like when you're single, take some time for yourself to just like you said. How are your standards gonna go up if you're not working towards that? You know what I mean? Of course, like when you're intentionally about changing yourself and being a better person and attracting better people. But some people they don't do that. Like they get bored when they're
well,
single
A
and
lot of people they don't do that.
oh, yeah, those people. I was
Mhm.
about to say those people are the hurting people that they rip. I have a
yeah.
homegirl like that.
We just
She
have to
cannot be
hold
by
ourselves
herself.
accountable, to be honest, man.
Mhm.
Well, and also not just hold yourself accountable, take time loving yourself. So when somebody uses the love word with you, the L word with you, you honestly know what love really feels like because you've given yourself that love. That's
What
the
does it
thing.
look like and what does it feel like? Because
Yeah.
in all truthfulness, like people can sell you a dream and then once again you're out there on your ass looking stupid as hell.
Well,
Know
here's
what
the
that
thing.
Mhm.
looks like, know what that feels like for you.
What it feels
Know
like.
from what's come your help. Know the things that you need to know. Because
Yeah.
really and truly, it's all about how my creator loves me.
Correct.
Okay, how he loves me is how I love myself, and it's how I show others love. So just from that stem alone, that's all you need to understand what real love is and what it looked like. Those promises are they never come back void. The ones
Never.
that you agonized about and just prayed about day in and day out. Like those are the things when he go ahead and say, okay, boom, you're healed from this. I make sure that this is good and this is out your path. And yes, there's gonna be some turbulence here, but I promise you this day that you will see the other side. Those are the things that really, he's in your corner. So how you gonna show up now for yourself?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna show up the way the creator has shaped you to be. And then therefore you can love everyone else from there. And then you can see how they love and be like,
That's
I'm
it.
not going over there.
And
You
then
crazy?
you can have an agape love, not even anything else that's closer than that, until it's also earned. Because again, the key that you said, Free, that was really awesome, is again as you saying, the creator. And so when you develop a one-on-one relationship with God, he's gonna talk to you. That's why I tell people, oh, I didn't know. Yeah, you always knew, but the point is you didn't listen. You had in your mind what you want to, but tell you that Holy Spirit be on it. He don't never miss, ever.
As a matter
Yeah,
of fact,
things way
the
ahead of
closer
that.
you are to God, man, the more He wants to protect you. He's not gonna
That's
send
right.
just
And he gonna
anybody.
protect you. Because if you couldn't
Exactly.
see, because sometimes our pickers, they be off. That's true. And we've all gone through that. But at the
Hey,
end of
what's
the
up?
day, when we step back, be accountable to what you decided to ignore. It
You
wasn't
have
that
to.
he was so slick that you didn't that it wasn't seen. You just didn't see it because you didn't want to see it. But when
Yeah.
you spend that quality, that intimate time with God, he gonna always tell you. But a lot of times we don't do that. We spend trying to get the quality time with the man. And that's why we follow those things up. But once again, we all have to go through that, and that's not a bad thing. That's all a part of it. You know what I'm saying? A part of your learning and your healing. And so when you get that, you embrace it and don't become a victim of it. And then say, you know what, that's what's up. Okay. I can say that the time I was feeling a little tingly, I was a little horny, I was this, I was that. Whatever your deal was, call a thing, and then move on from that and learn from it. And then tell other people about it so they can overcome from your testimony. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got to
No.
go through the hardships.
Yeah, because God sends His people, but the devil does
Yes.
too.
7, you develop life skills that strengthen relationships, meaning
Communication.
number one, communication. Communication, number one.
Yep.
Finances, discipline, self-care, so that when you enter into a new relationship, this is what you're going to bring. You're going to bring value and not just expectations.
That's right. And hurts and walls and anger and knives and nails, where you sticking at everybody is not a bad guy because of one guy that blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Or because of one girl did whatever. So you come and you come in peace, and you can allow people to be whatever, and you can part off peacefully with or without.
Absolutely. Because the thing that I tell anyone, especially when you're single and you're enjoying your singleness, is being single didn't make you harder to love, right?
Right.
It just made you harder to play with.
Right.
Like but you're not about to play with me like this anymore, because I can see certain things. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that should, again, operative word, should happen when you're single, is being able to recognize certain things so that you don't get into the worst of a situation if you get into a new relationship or whatnot. You got to ask yourself, in that single season, did you grow or did you just pass time? What did you learn about yourself when you were alone?
Hello.
What did I do?
This.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I apologize.
No worries.
Hell no. Hell no.
Right.
Did you just open my car door?
Right.
What the hell
What's
going on?
happening?
Oh, my bad. He did. What happened? He had his thing and left it in between us. I couldn't even get out the truck. That's what it was. He needs to move that. So
Oh.
bad, y'all.
Who we need to call right quick, y'all?
Yeah.
I
Pull up real quick.
I was carrying my little friend with me. We good.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Rockabye, baby.
Oh, Marlon, you made such a great point, you know. It's like you have to be intentional when you're single to do the work, you know. So those things will just
Yeah,
you'll know what you're looking for.
yeah, absolutely. Are you preparing for love or are you just
Mhm.
waiting on it? It's
Yeah.
what are you doing in this time of being single? You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong, you know, of you being single. It's just what are you doing?
Yeah.
Kita getting old. Kita getting old. She can't remember stuff. You suffering from CRS. I
Leave her
feel you.
alone.
Don't do
You
that.
done said, you done said a whole lot now. Don't do that.
Stop it.
Kira,
Hey.
when I said, she said that's so sad. That's what I think what it was. I said, hey, well, one person out there, she said, "Come, that's so sad."
It is sad. I don't want to think about just one person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like as human beings, we can connect with multiple people, especially because not one person carries everything that we technically may want in a partner. I would find it very sad if we married our one person, they die, and now what? We just looking stupid.
Well, you know what? I would say I can understand that perspective. I can. But I can say for me personally, like and again, this is no shades in how and you know that's anyway for how people want to live their lives. But I'm saying for me, at where I am, I just feel like I'm just a one woman chick. And you're right, it's not going to be 100% of everything. You're 100% right. But in reality, we're not 100% of what we want. So everything has to be done on the 80-20 rule. So if they're 80% of what you know what I'm saying, then you're doing good. And I think that everything else, that's why we have to continue to work with, like we talked about last week, work with and grow together, you know what I'm saying, on the 20. And that's just fair because we're not giving them 100% specimen either. You see?
I
So
agree. Yeah, I agree.
I
But I'm
understand.
just saying, like, to say one person, like, what if you got married early in your 20s and you felt that was your one person and that person dies, right? So are you going to be single now for the
Passes
remainder
away.
of your life because you felt like you only, I'm sorry, passed away?
No,
So are you going to be single for the rest of your life because you felt that your one person is just gone?
No,
absolutely not. But
absolutely
I
not.
will absolutely not. But what I will say is this: is that at the end of the day, once that person is gone, then there's still room for there's still more one person. So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
There might be one more
Mine
person,
didn't
but there's
pass
still one
away, but
person.
I sure enough got a bunch of room. I got a
Come here,
whole
girl.
lot of room,
I'm
okay?
sorry. Come
I
here,
got
come
a
here,
bunch of room.
come here.
And you know what?
Okay?
Here's another thing too, ladies. There is nothing wrong with making sure you're shopping. See, that's another the reason why people get so thrown off. If you keep men in rotation, now I'm not talking about sexually. I'm not talking about that. I would never say that because I don't agree with that.
Sexually.
Sexually, yeah, I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about and when you got 3 or 4 men or however many you can juggle and you're dating them. You know what I'm saying? Let them be your competition. I mean, let them be competition. Period. I mean, bottom line, that's just how it is because one is going to have one more this and that, and then that also lets you know exactly what it is you like. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
healthy dating.
It's healthy dating. When you
I
go
don't
That's
like
and
right.
all of
you're
that.
exclusive
I don't like all
for
of
no
that.
reason, then that's no good.
It's okay,
And
boo.
I
Just come
like
here.
to date one at a time. I don't like to be off. Oh, and then I forgot your name. And oh, you know what?
But
Nah,
you know
I
what?
don't.
Let me tell you something. Here's the thing about it. Like I said, when we talk about smacks, then we only talk about one, if any. But I'm saying when you're dating, it's a
Yeah.
dating. No one has given you a commitment. When
Yeah.
you go and you have something to choose, because when you put all that energy in that one, then when it's falling apart,
Yep.
that's why everybody's spiraling out. Because you got nothing to, and again, you gave them that exclusivity for nothing through a conversation. Period.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean, if we
the
date, and I'm
countries.
giving you my time, though, I'm giving you of my time, the time frame that we in, I'm giving you of that time. So when that time is over with, and I don't want to date you no more, then I'll find me someone else. I
Yeah,
don't
but I'm saying
know.
if you going through that and that time frame is over, then again, if you're dating, right? Then why is it you can't have a conversation with more than one? Because like you said, oh, this one is cute. Oh, this one got a good conversation. That one cute ain't got a good conversation. Oh, this one, this one got this one got big hands. This one got a big nose. Whatever the case, whatever is your flavor. But
Not
the
big
point
hands.
is, you can go. Yeah,
We just
listen,
have to stop putting
I love big hands and big noses. Like I can't take it. I just can't. Okay. That is my
Listen.
thing, a big nose man. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, that's fine. Because again, that's when you have a healthy competition and you're not allowing your heart to be put any one place. Now, most men, when they date, that's what they do. And see, that's why a lot of women be upset, because they think that we men to have a conversation. You done married him, you done saw yourself at the honeymoon, you done saw yourself at family reunions, all this kind of stuff, because you don't went into the future. But he wants to know, again, he's walking in the shoe store. He may try on a few, walk around the store, whatever the case may be, but he's going to buy his one pair. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna pinch your big ass toe. And what I do,
Well, I mean, but that's
come
okay.
back over
It's
here.
okay. It's
Come
okay.
back over
You
here.
still get
Don't come back over here now.
but like I said,
I'm just messing.
and some of them don't. But again, if you haven't given him the best part of you, your essence, which you should be saving for your person, then you don't even feel no type of way anyway. Period. You don't feel no way. It's only when you start smexing, when he done hit your spot and hit your butt.
Hey,
Now all of a sudden,
big guy said, "What better to smell you with, my dear?"
Now you know I love me some nostrils.
So,
Nostrils be
Prosperous
my
woman
thing.
asked a question. She says,
Nostrils.
Yes.
That's
So-
interesting. That's new.
Oh,
Look,
let me stop. Let me
so-
mute up.
So
Prosperous
Prosper said,
woman-
"Do I wait for the man to find me?" You absolutely wait for the
Yes.
man to find you, but
Yes.
you got to remember something, Prosperous. You got to be in the way. See, that's the thing. You don't
That's
stay in
right.
the house. You got to be where you can be found, but be in the way. But yes,
Be in the
because
way.
the Bible says, "He that finds the wife, not she that finds the husband." This whole thing, these girls proposing to these men, that's nuts. I want to punch them in their face every time I see them. But the point is, like I said, be in the way where you can be found. Yes, absolutely.
100%.
Well, I'm going to find my way and make myself ready for tomorrow, because I must get on the plantation. I appreciate I got to pick my 100 pounds before they come get me. So,
I know that's right. You better be ready and get the picking then. The crack of dawn. you be ready.
absolutely. It's
Not
almost
for-
here.
Okay.
Good
not
night,
for
beautiful
one.
people. Love
All
the
right,
platform as
Tucker,
usual.
drop it down.
See y'all tomorrow.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Prosperous said, "Ooh, what is it? This man has 2 women and he wants to drop them for me."
Nope.
Nope.
Man,
No.
Wait. What does that mean? I mean, is he dating 3 women and he's wanting to now just date you exclusively? Because if he does, then that's the thing.
No.
If there's no commitment with anybody else, that's the thing.
Look
But
at
now,
But he
if
don't wanna
if-
marry
he has
her.
2 girlfriends.
33. Look at the next line. Look at her next line. He also
That's
told me
just
he
saying that
he
he doesn't
won't marry
respect
me,
Oh,
but
yeah,
he
I
will
did
just
scroll
stay with me
down.
for the rest of my life. Prosperous, run. Punch him in the nose and
He
run.
don't respect women.
He also told
He ain't
me,
gonna respect
but
you.
he won't.
Yeah, that's
marry
what I said.
you.
33. Yeah, read that next line.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, sweetheart. Run.
you gotta move
Run
on.
fast.
Run.
Put your
All he
Nikes
gonna
on.
do is waste your time.
Because
your Nike-
see,
your Nike
you gotta
track
hear
shoes
his
on.
honesty. He's being honest. He's telling you exactly what he
Yeah.
has and what he's doing.
What he's
Yeah.
doing.
He's being honest. So you
Listen,
gotta
think
accept
about the
that
things
honesty
that
and say,
you want. Think about what
Yeah.
you want.
If I made
That's
you
what you
comes
think
to me and
about.
tells me that, bruh.
If what you
I
want
have
doesn't
to win.
align with what he got going on, then you just keep it moving. Do
Speak-
you understand what I'm
speak
saying? Because what is we doing?
And,
Fooling
and he
wasting
and
time.
he got listen, he on TikTok because he's a TikTok pimp. Okay? Pass him on. He's a TikTok pimp, baby. You leave him alone,
That
Prosperous.
ain't
He is
good.
not worth the time.
Why you laughing so loud, 33?
Because I thought it was funny.
Why you thought that was funny, huh?
Because it was funny. Period.
Not to be no
Prosperous, stand on
TikTok.
that.
Yes,
pimp.
I'm at
He
50
needs
and
to
he
be a
has to
God-fearing
live.
man.
Love God.
Yeah.
Well, if you know he has to love God again, and God said that he defined the wife, find the good thing, and obtain favor from him, and he straight up told you that he would not marry you, but be with you for the rest of your life. First
Keep
of all,
pushing.
he think he the prize. what I'm saying? And he don't, yeah, and obviously, he don't love God, so that's nothing to even entertain. Punch
Yeah.
him in the nose and keep moving.
Block.
Yeah.
That's it. He's a TikTok pimp. You know what I'm saying? He's trash.
Yo,
And
I'm not
that's
gonna
the
lie to
easy
you
one.
guys.
And that's the easy one. Yeah.
Like I feel like, I mean, I'm not saying like every Christian man is saint, but I feel like every God-fearing man is already one step or 10 steps ahead of like, like the rest of the men, because if they love
Of
God, they're
course.
gonna put God first. They're gonna
That's right.
respect you too. So I feel like that is one non-negotiable. If you're a Christian woman and you love
Correct.
God and you want to God a man, make sure that the man fears God, because there are Christians, but not every Christian fear God. So just saying.
No, Keita, we not going through and trashing whether they believe in God or not. But even outside of that, like I said, if she herself, I mean, if she wants something that
Yes.
is, genuine, now I don't have a judgment, but I will say this. I am weary when they don't believe in God. I wouldn't date a man who don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I was married to one who didn't, and I'm gonna tell you something. It was a lot of hell. Okay, that's for sure. God rest his soul. I mean, that was it. He didn't believe in, and I thought the love, quote unquote, that we had was enough. It was not. So I would never do that again. And like I said, for me, I do believe, and how can two walk together except they agree? And that would be my thing. So I think when Prosperous Woman said she was looking for someone who loved God, then she knows that by those behaviors, he doesn't, and so she can just walk, right on. But again, that he might be a great fit for somebody else who has the same values as him, which is none. But that might work.
Well, you
somebody
could walk off the grounds of you said you wanted to be married, and he said he ain't gonna marry you. So
That's
what?
right.
Yeah, and
Oh
don't
my
look
God,
back.
yo, I have an example. I have a
Ain't
friend,
gonna
right?
marry you.
I have a friend, and she's a grown woman. You know her, Marlon. She met this guy, and her first thing that she said to this guy, "Oh, I want to marry, and I want to just have someone, And he said, "No, I don't want to marry." And she keeps being with this guy for almost a year now, and she's still having the hope. And I'm like, he told you clearly that he's not gonna marry you. What makes you think that he's gonna change his mind? And now she is feeling like hopeless, like ups and downs. I'm like, when a man tells you he's not, just believe,
You better
and
believe
go.
it. You sure better believe it.
Exactly. And stop. That's, I feel like it's self-inflicting pain at some
It
point,
is 100%.
Yeah. The values need to align.
Well, I mean, that's true, Keita. They might, that might be the case. Keita, that might be. I'm just talking about from what I've seen on a personal basis. I haven't seen them two align, and I've seen some that who say they believe in God and they don't either. So you're right, people's people, but that's just been my experience. So
You gotta find somebody that'll line up with your values. At the end of the day, whatever that is, whatever you believe, people have to find their own personal alignments with people.
right,
Yeah.
and they make
There's somebody
they
for
make no
somebody.
apologies for what it is that they believe and what they want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It's 9:33. We about to go. It's been fun, but we'll be back tomorrow. I'm starting to feel a little bit better because I don't feel too good, but
I'm so glad I'm back, Marlon.
yeah,
I
I'm
missed
glad
you,
you're back.
Marlon. Yes.
I didn't even realize that was you, Sophia. I
Yeah.
was like, Sophia.
Man, I've been busy.
Buenas noches, mi amor.
Yeah.
Buenas noches.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So
I
they've been
know.
on that grind, man.
Yeah, I love this
Uh,
life. Y'all are so cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I learn a lot. Learn a lot
Only
from
way
you.
to
Try to
be
be.
calm, cool, collected.
You
That's
Going to
it.
bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock, the latest.
That's it. That's
go.
it. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Well, let me say this. I should be back tomorrow, providing if I'm starting to feel better like I'm feeling now, then I will definitely be back tomorrow.
What's wrong with you, Marlon? What's wrong?
Man,
I
I don't know. I had for the past couple of weeks, I've had like mucus, congestion, everything. So I ended up doing the X-ray, the chest X-ray today to kind of see what's going on. I kind of suspect, I don't like doing self-diagnosis, but I kind of suspect that I could I probably got pneumonia for all I know. But yeah, I'm fatigue, nausea, all of
Oh,
that
there's a
stuff,
new strand of
dehydrated.
COVID out.
Huh?
You know, there's a new strand of COVID out.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Ain't no telling.
Well, I'm gonna call you and give you a recipe to get rid of that. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
Daddy
What's the right
Marlon.
way? Hey, Marlon, get that to me.
Got you.
Whatever
Oh
that
yeah.
is,
Hey,
let me know
when
what
she
it is,
called me, I'm
dog.
gonna call you, dog.
Who,
Appreciate
who,
it.
somebody else got something? I mean, it's
That
yeah.
would be me.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, if you someplace, and I know it's gonna sound real country because I fought it when they told me to, but I promise you it works. If you someplace and you got there's pine needles, like from a pine tree, if you take the pine needles off and rinse them, because when I had COVID, this is the only thing worked for me. You know what I'm saying? Not even the life everlasting, but you take those and you boil them, cut up some lemons and some tea, just for taste, and drink that, and I promise you it'll come. And that, and the second thing is in a shot glass, and I know y'all got shot glasses, the water is hot, as you can stand to drink, and put a tablespoon of Epsom salt in it, dissolve it, squeeze a lemon, and you'll be better tomorrow. That mucus coming out. And meanwhile, while you're doing this, stop eating meat and cheese and all that kind of stuff like that that brings the mucus, and it'll go ahead and it'll separate from you.
So I ain't got no pine needles. I'm in Texas.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I was telling them. I mean, they do so. I had no idea either because I'm like, I'm not taking no pine needles. I'm a big man, but baby, let me tell you, then I learned, and they actually look online. They sell them, and they sell them for like $70 and $80 and $100 a bag. So, but we had
I
tons of
have
them.
the essential oil.
Huh?
I said I have the essential oils, so you can actually use that. The ones that I have, that it's all natural. So if I wanted to use it for that, I can use it.
Yep. Okay, well there you go. But if you at least do those the Epsom salt and a tablespoon of Epsom salt, not the flavored one, just the regular plain Epsom salt, in hot water as hard as you can stand to drink it.
And you say just drink it, and that'll do it.
Oh yeah, let it dissolve. Squeeze up the juice of one real lemon. Squeeze, get the ones with season. They all use stuff with seasoning. And yeah, oh yeah, you'll be straight tomorrow, or you'll be straight in 24 hours. How about that?
There you go. Sound good to me.
Oh yeah. Yep. All right.
Um,
Be prosperous tomorrow, 7:30.
she's saying it's 7:34 there now because she's 2 hours behind me. So we'll be on at 5 o'clock your time, prosperous. All right. Well, look, I'm gonna drop everybody down. Everybody have themselves a lovely night. Love on somebody, have some fun.
Nisha.
Keita, I'm gonna drop you down.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bree, I'm gonna drop you
night.
down. Pew.
Bye.
Sophia.
Okay.
Pew. Godmother.
All right.
Pew. Big guy. Uh-oh. Pew. And daughter. Oh, wait a second. I gotta give you some gifts first. Let me give you some gifts. There we go. Now you got some gifts. And now it is. Yeah, I realize I ain't give you no gifts, so okay. We are twins, right? All right, I guess I need to let you sit up here. Everybody giving you a gift right quick. So I'm gonna let you get your gifts. All right. I think you're done now. All right. Pew! All right, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I ain't getting no new followers. Who's still here? Unfollow and follow me. Unfollow and follow. Unfollow and follow. Let me hang back for a second. Because I need like 4 more people to unfollow, follow. Okay, you did it already. Bet. All right, let me see who else here that can do that. Appreciate you there, Free. I think I need 3 more. All right, daughter. Unfollow, follow. Unfollow, follow. Just do it. Just do it. I'll explain it later. There we go. Let's see. You need 2 more people. 2 more people. Unfollow, follow. Unfollow, follow. Man, we had a good session tonight, man. I knew this was gonna be a good one. Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's we're gonna talk about that help meet tomorrow. That's what we're gonna talk about tomorrow, the help meet. When you pray for a help meet, are you ready to receive them? But I'm subject to change. I am real subject to change. All right, we out of here. Hey, she said, I am. There it is. Are you ready to receive them? Hey, Free says she is. There it is. All right, everybody. We gone.